Episode number 37 of This Week in Wrestling. We believe we took a look at TNA Genesis. We got abundance of news to get into and much, much more.
Also, stay tuned to the end of the show for Show of the Week. NXT has been toppled.
Let's roll that intro video and get right into it.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action. Welcome in to episode number 37. We got a lot to talk about in the span of 2.5, 3 hours. Who knows how long we're going to go, because we got a lot to talk about. I know the news.
We have no set times here on Netflix. No set times.
The hit piece, the news, it's loaded up from what I understand, from what I've seen on my social media feeds, and RK has hinted at it all week that the news segment is going to be a massive one. So tune in. We're going to get to that in just a second. Of course, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and we literally just got done watching TNA Genesis. Good show. TNA Genesis, they put on a good pay-per-view there, and announced, obviously the news was done prior. I guess we can announce it here. TNA will be live for the first time in 8 years this Thursday. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Top Rope Renegades will be watching TNA on Thursday, because there's a dream match, quote unquote dream match, a match that I'm really looking forward to. The NXT Tag Team Champions for Axiom defending their titles against the Rascals, who do have and have had the number one contender spot for the NXT titles.
You want to talk about dream matches? What about SmackDown this week? There were, quote unquote, a couple of dream matches that happened that night.
Yeah, Kevin Owens, he got his dream match with Rey Mysterio as well. I mean, a lot of good wrestling this past week, truly. And one pay-per-view.
And like I said, somehow NXT didn't come out on top, which
really,
is
yeah, that's
shocking.
true. I haven't really made the decision. What's funny about when we do Wrestler of the Week and Show of the Week, I make that decision like right there in the moment.
Usually he coattails off of what I choose. So
it's true. I have recently, and I got a feeling Show of the Week, maybe a coattail as well. But we'll see. But of course, as always, before we dive into the breakdowns of the shows of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and any pay-per-view that happened, which, as we said, TNA Genesis, we got to get to the hit piece.
I got a question to ask.
Oh.
Did I hit you in the feels?
You told me not to comment on it, but the opening video was beautiful. Beautiful. from the creators here at Top Rope Renegades. One creator in particular created that fantastic opening video. If you like that video, leave a like, comment about it. If you're like us, you've seen these eras of wrestling, and I guess we are coining the current generation as the Renegade era.
It's the Renegade era, people. We're
The
here for
Renegade
it.
era. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into the hit piece, the news. I know we're loaded up this week. Last week, well, we had 2 episodes last week, so episode number 2, the news was kind of thin because we did one on Thursday. But this one, we are loaded up. I've seen a lot of stuff, and this one looks to be very AEW centric. On this
Would
week's
it be the hit piece if it wasn't?
No, it would not. This is, of course, from the past week of January 13th to today, the 19th. The AEW Grand Slam timeline. Let's get into it real quick. They initially booked a stadium for the now Grand Slam pay-per-view for their Australian debut. Ticket sales were not great, and they downgraded to an entertainment center. It was then downgraded from a pay-per-view caliber show and will now replace a Saturday Night Collision taping. It was said to air at 8 p.m. Eastern with a 18-hour tape delay and no longer being a live show. Maybe on streaming, but that was not confirmed. Apparently, AEW doesn't check things because if they did, it would fall on TNT's All-Star Saturday Night. So now it's going to air at 11 p.m. Eastern with a 21-hour tape delay. Wow.
Just what a debacle. We got fucking toddlers booking AEW. Seriously, like, how does this fucking happen? You guys, Tony Khan just saw the success of WWE in person and said, yeah, we can do the same fucking thing. We're that big. We're that fucking great. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, look now. You're basically downgraded your big fucking Australian debut to a fucking Collision. Good job. Bravo, Tony. Way to keep fucking sending your company straight into the fucking dirt.
I mentioned it when we started this year with episodes. This year is a big year for AEW. They either get things back on track or they really fall apart. And
that's not a good start.
It hasn't been a great start for AEW. Yeah, we are notorious on this show to run down and shit on AEW for the most part. But
hey, if they didn't make it so easy, we wouldn't have anything to fucking talk about.
It's very true. Up next in the headlines, AEW simulcast on HBO Max. It is reported that Warner Brothers Discovery are very disappointed with the results of the inaugural AEW Dynamite simulcast. It is believed that Warner Brothers Discovery requested AEW to run Maximum Carnage specials this week to see if the numbers will come up. Seen this report floating around a couple times. Your normal AEW knob slobbers, Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer have said, I haven't seen anything like that. Of course you haven't. Of course you haven't.
Yeah, when you're paid by AEW, of course you're going to say that.
Exactly. This drew some heat.
Hey, Tony, if you want us to stop taking shots, send some of that money this way.
This drew a little heat. MJF, Jeff Jarrett is the last thing you see before your favorite wrestling company dies. Those were legit words from MJF on Wednesday night's Dynamite edition. So this was okay by Tony Khan, as if it wasn't what in the world is going on with AEW. Again, you can't let the inmates run the insane asylum. Yeah, man. And I know Owen Hart's name came up in this as well, which that drew some controversy online because, you know, Owen Hart's wife was so against WWE utilizing this, that, and the other, but now AEW can just mention about the fact that he died on television. It's AEW, they gotta fucking figure something out. Kenny Omega, grab Tony Khan by whatever haircut he's got, throw him in a locker because he's a nerd and that's where he should go. And I don't condone bullying, but I think in this situation we should bring it back for a little bit.
So there was a video that took making some rounds again. It was Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Adam Page, and the Young Bucks in a hotel room, and it looks like they were going over an email that they got from CM Punk asking to have a meeting about joining the company. And the Young Bucks and Adam Page were all goofing around and saying, "Yeah, it's a great idea. It'd be so cool about bringing him in and stuff," and like all goofing around. And you just see Cody and Kenny are both just sitting there quiet, not saying a word, not laughing, not joking around, and be like, they're just like, you could tell Cody had lost interest quite
that point,
quickly
yeah,
in AEW,
yeah.
and I feel like Kenny, his history, his knowledge of the business, I'm pretty sure he'd be ready to jump ship pretty quick too. Kenny's
Kenny's not going anywhere. If he does go anywhere, I think the only
he'll be
place
back
he
in New
goes
Japan.
is New Japan. He's not going to go to WWE.
But Kenny, the Bucks are just kids. Kenny and Cody, I feel like were the solid foundations of that group.
Yeah, for sure. Even the Bucks, just go back to New Japan. They feel different. We've talked about it before. They feel different in New Japan.
Oh, the Bucks in New Japan are the greatest tag team of all time. The Bucks in AEW are a joke.
It's weird, man. And I saw we may have talked about this last week with Conan saying Kenny Omega needs to go to WWE. No, he doesn't. Kenny doesn't want to go to WWE. He never has, or he did. He tried out or whatnot. But
Well, no, what Conan was saying was, hey Kenny, you've had all the accolades. You have the 7-star match. You have all the 5-star matches. You're one of the greatest wrestlers around. Go to WWE for a few years. Let them make you a worldwide sensation. Everybody knows your fucking name.
You're main
Everybody knows your name.
You're main eventing a WrestleMania, Kenny.
You're main eventing a WrestleMania. You're winning the title. You're doing it all.
Yeah. I would like to see Kenny and Shinsuke Nakamura go at it.
Kenny Shinsuke, Kenny Cody,
Kenny AJ. I mean,
Kenny AJ.
There's levels to this, and I think Kenny, we know
Kenny Nathan Fraser.
Kenny can put on a good match with anybody.
Kenny and Nathan Fraser. Would that not be?
Yeah, Kenny and The Miz. I'm just throwing out names that people, which The Miz is incredible. Don't ever get it.
Kenny and Penta.
We've had that before. Yeah, AEW is in trouble. They're not gonna go anywhere this year. I understand.
They're fucking 3 weeks into the HBO deal, and there's already the reports coming out that Warner Brothers is not happy.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago. Either the last episode or the episode before that, when we did it on Thursday, was the WWE shows were in the top 10 list in Netflix, and
they doubled their numbers. They doubled their numbers.
Bottom of Warner Brothers streams, behind a new show, Mindy Kaling and Velma. I say it right that time. I did.
Which is, by a lot of critics' stances, an ultra woke piece of shit trash show.
Which we love those in America. AEW is in trouble. I said it. I said this year they either figure things out or the fucking train falls off the tracks completely. And
Cody was in an interview. Cody was in an interview recently, and he said something along like, "Not burying the company that I used to work for," but then he goes on to bury them. Basically saying like you could see the writing on the wall, you could see the things that were happening, and it was just time to.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. There's really good, talented people that work in that company, and I feel bad for them. Every single week I hear reports coming out of what a shit show that company has been and became, really, since Cody Rhodes left. Just being honest, they had a hot start last year. It fell apart very quickly. They decided to air footage of CM Punk, and then it really went downhill from there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll be here every week talking about what the hell's AEW up to now, and I'm sure, as RK hinted at, we have a lot of news to get to, so I'm gonna let him take over here. And I got a feeling AEW's name's gonna come up a little bit here and there.
I can't wait for that Dark Side of the Reign episode, the fall of AEW.
You're not wrong. Take it away, man. What do we got?
It has been noted that the Royal Rumble got a huge boost in ticket sales when John Cena announced his entrance into the Royal Rumble. In fact, all the shows he has been on or will be on have seen a surge in ticket sales. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Last run. I haven't bought my ticket yet, by the way.
You will.
Oh, I'm going to.
You don't, I will never do another Top Rope Renegades with you again.
Yep, I know.
It is reported that only one show is currently booked in Saudi Arabia this year, and it will take place most likely in June. I would assume another King and the Queen of the Ring, if they're doing another one. That's what they did last year in Saudi, so.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's June. That's around the same time. Actually, that's the exact same time. It was in June last year. Jeff Hardy has told the WrestleSpot that he has a new Willow mask made and hopes to use it soon for promos and appearances. He wants to bring back the Willow character, which then makes you think that Broken Matt Hardy is probably going to come back too.
I love the fact that we watched TNA Genesis, as we talked about, and Matt Hardy is not Broken Matt Hardy right now, but Broken Matt Hardy will forever live on because he's always gonna elite.
He's part of Matt Hardy's mind. He's alter ego. He's a fractured piece of his psyche. Yes. Darby Allin is taking a hiatus from AEW as he prepares to climb Mount Everest this year. He was going to do this last year, but he broke his foot and sustained other injuries in a crazy hit by a car thing that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
It did, and he came back like a month and a half later and wrestled.
Honestly, him climbing Mount Everest kind of worries me a little bit. It really does.
It really does. But hey, you know what? Live your life.
He's gonna do it.
Jade Cargill has been spotted back at the Performance Center for the second straight week as she prepares for her return. PW Insider is still holding on to that belief that the injury was always a work and that it was just a way to get her and Jade, her and Bianca split up from the tag team titles, and so Jade could do a singles run.
She tweeted during SmackDown, nothing crazy, just a little. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Just a little. You sure? That's all she tweeted. It was from when.
Probably in response to fucking Bianca and Naomi going, "We still don't know who attacked her."
Yeah, that was it. When Naomi said, "Still no lead," and she said, "You sure?" So maybe we see next week. Tune into SmackDown.
It was Naomi
and Bianca together.
Well, Bianca was in the ring when it happened, so it couldn't have been Bianca.
Bianca was the mastermind behind it.
Well, possibly. We'll see. It actually would be a good story. Speaking of that Maximum Carnage that WBD pretty much forced AEW to do this week. Collision was taped on Thursday. They had 1,500 tickets for sale. 7 hours before the show, WrestleTix showed that only 1,000 tickets were sold, and the majority, roughly about 70% of ringside seats were not sold 7 hours before the show, leading to a lot of guys getting sweet upgrades for free.
Yeah, he told me about that. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny.
It's not good when you can't sell your ringside tickets. Not good.
Not at all. You're talking about numbers real quick. You know, it's my favorite thing here to talk about. The ratings, the viewers.
I don't even have the numbers from this past week, so
I do, and it is in from NXT on Tuesday.
All I know is that Raw, NXT, and SmackDown all hit top 10 on Netflix again.
Oh, in Canada. Well, I guess would that be Canada or international? Is it based on Canada for you? I assume Canada.
It's based on country. So in Canada, all 3 shows hit top 10.
Gotcha. NXT
with
in the
Raw
States
hitting number 1 right afterwards. NXT came in at like number 4, and SmackDown came in at like number 7, I think.
Gotcha. So here in the States, NXT on the CW network did 779,000. That's down a little bit from 798,000, but nothing crazy. They did a 0.17 in that P1849 rating. AEW Dynamite on TBS did 679,000 with a 0.18.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's up from the week prior where they did 615, but you're still getting your ass.
I bet you announcing that Omega was on the show helped a lot.
Maybe a little bit, and you know, honestly, they beat NXT though. The Warner Brothers Discovery, you know, HBO Max numbers had to be at least 1 million viewers, most likely. So,
well, if it was top 10 in Canada, that's still more viewers.
They didn't. They did not beat them. I'm sorry. Which is funny when you think about that. So 779,000 on the CW. That's just and then
international numbers on Netflix, and Netflix hit at least top 10 in Canada. So NXT hit top 10 in Canada. So
is it fair to say there is a possibility they hit about 900?
I would believe NXT hit over 1 million viewers.
if you factor
You know how many
in
people? You know how many people watch at Netflix daily? To get in the top 10 is off views. So you're in the top 10 of every TV show on Netflix
and
at any given time.
Canadians
It goes
love
by daily. They do every 24 hours on their top 10. They change it, so
it's
it
true.
goes
And
by daily views.
Canadians love NXT. No, they love wrestling and they love Netflix. I don't know if they love Netflix, but
I don't know if Canada, but you got to remember it's international and like UK, other
yeah.
countries. They're hitting numbers there. They're over 1 million viewers now for sure.
Translation: AEW, stop competing with WWE and worry about
Here's
TNA.
the thing. No,
If you want to
just
compete,
worry about your own. Just
worry
fix
about your
your
own
own.
stuff.
Just fix your own shit. Forget about the numbers altogether and fix your shit and bring your numbers up.
Yeah, agreed. So, what's next?
Tyler Bate is reported to be coming back from injury fairly soon, and he should be rejoining the Raw brand.
Yeah, put him and Pete back together, and let's keep that tag team momentum rolling on both brands.
Yeah, they got SmackDown's tag team division rolling. Let's get Raw's tag team division rolling now.
Raw's is kind of stagnant right now.
Well, WWE.com hasn't even updated the pictures for Eric and Ivar yet. So
yeah, he told me that.
And they and Tiffany got her picture, and she just fucking won it.
Lyra's probably gonna get hers pretty quick too. So
yeah. MLW reportedly has or had signed Matt Riddle to an exclusive contract last year, so he is officially an MLW wrestler by contract.
Oh yeah, he was in the main event of their pay-per-view last weekend, I think.
He was, yeah. He's a contracted wrestler to MLW now. He's not just a free agent anymore.
Gotcha.
Multiple New Japan Pro Wrestling stars contracts are set to expire at the end of the month. Two of the big names included in that are Gabe Kidd and David Finlay of the Bullet Club. Re-sign those guys, New Japan. Re-sign those guys.
Yeah, don't let them go anywhere else.
Those are your guys that you can rebuild your show around now that you don't have Okada, Ospreay, Omega. But you might be getting them back soon anyways, so we'll see what happens. What are you confused about?
Something just came across my thing that you may have. Well, actually, according to this, it came out at 11 o'clock, so 44 minutes ago, my time, about an update on the Chris Charlton thing with his suspension.
No, I don't have anything on that.
Basically saying that this is forgetful, as RK calls them. But I think we both will believe this. Fightful's learned that it is not a hiatus. He was legitimately suspended for 2 months. People on both sides of the coin backstage were praising him, but others thought the comments were out of line. New Japan has said that AEW and Tony Khan did not have input on this, but we have heard that AEW was not happy about those comments at all.
Hey, let's go back to last week's show, the hit piece, and you can hear me say those exact words a week before Forgetful did.
Yes, he did. That's another reason I did want to read it, because RK clearly has his ears to the ground, boots everywhere, covering around the entire world.
That exact fucking same thing last week. Thanks for coming out, Forgetful. It is reported that Hulk Hogan will still be appearing at this weekend's upcoming Saturday Night Main Event, even though
that's this weekend.
Food. That is this Saturday.
Sheesh.
But yeah, Hulk Hogan is scheduled to appear regardless of what has happened recently with the booing. So we'll see what happens. But they are in San Antonio for that, so might be a bit more receptive. All right, maybe. Let's get into the big news here. This is the thing that has set the wrestling world on fire. Penta's debut on WWE Raw. In the first 15 hours after his debut, his debut had garnered 2.6 million views. That's more views up to this current day than the debuts of Okada, Ospreay, and Monet combined for AEW, which are sitting at about 2 million altogether. Chad Gable comments the day after the match, "I detest Penta, luchadors, and losing. But last night was a reminder as why I fell in love with this beautiful expression of physicality and the sport of professional wrestling when I was 5 years old and have been obsessed with it ever since. I felt so alive. Um, yeah, they put on a banner match. We'll get into that. And then the controversy. It was reported, even before the show was over, that talent was upset that Penta's match and promo went longer than it was supposed to, and time got cut from other talent during the show. I find that hard to believe considering it's on Netflix. They don't have a set time. Forgetful PW Insider one all went on to say, it's like, well, yeah, but they still have a timeline they'd have to follow, and if it gets out of whack, it screws up everything.
No, it
That sounds
doesn't.
like a bunch of bullshit to me. You just shift everything backwards. So I really don't buy that. And then it later came out that higher ups in WWE and talent both said we haven't heard of any heat on Penta whatsoever for that. They were all very happy for Penta's moment. It felt like a big moment and he deserved it. So basically, it's just dirt sheets trying to stir up shit and make it all big fucking thing. And it's just like, wow, you guys, this report was out even before the show was over. It's like, what, you guys have people backstage talking to talent? Like, okay.
Yeah, and they're
on the cell phones calling you, going, "Hey, we're upset that the fucking Penta."
I'm reading a Fightful Select expert similar to this, where they're kind of twisting this article as, well, they were trying to make sure some people were able to catch late flights out of town.
Yeah, I know they try to spin it however they want, but I don't believe any of it. I don't believe any of it.
Somebody
Only one I could see trying to catch a late flight out of town with Bailey because she showed up on NXT the next night.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Which Bailey showed up. Did she show up on Raw? Was she on Raw?
Yeah, she was on Raw. She was in the crowd.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
She did that whole thing with Michael Cole where she's like, "Hey, everybody, call him a big fat idiot." Anyways, it is being reported that several AEW contracted talents have expressed their excitement and satisfaction with how Penta was showcased and treated on Raw. According to them, there's a growing consensus among the roster that Tony Khan mishandled Penta's potential within AEW. Remember the CMLL debacle where they made that deal with CMLL where if their talent was on an AEW show, AEW's own luchadors could not be on the same show. Anyways, that I remember that being a big Penta was quite pissed off about that deal. He was not made aware of that until it actually happened. Many are now optimistic about the opportunities awaiting them outside of AEW, believing they can receive the respect and proper treatment they once feared might not be possible elsewhere. Yeah, it's a different WWE. It's Triple H's WWE. He's not Vince. He's doing things better. He's just doing it better. Like Papa John's. We just do it better.
It's true. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Go check out Doe Toley if you don't follow him on Instagram or TikTok. The guy's actually pretty funny. His brother too. They're both big Papa John guys. Anyways, that's my little shout out of the day. Giving some love. I hope we get it back from somebody somewhere in the world. AW marks. That this whole Penta thing is just making everybody lose their goddamn minds, and I love it. One guy's like, "Oh, people claiming they don't watch AEW, but then instantly know who Penta is when he shows up in WWE, and all they do is criticize that flippy shit. But when he does it in WWE, it's the most awesome thing fucking ever." It's just like, well, no, not every WWE fan does not pay attention to the outside world. And two, Penta was in Lucha Underground before AEW, and then he was in AAA before Lucha Underground. And also, just for all y'all fuckers out there, Penta made his debut in WWE in 1998.
He did?
It wasn't the first Penta, it was the second Penta. It was Penta Senior. He took over the moniker from him. But Penta made his original debut in WWE in 1998. I bet you didn't even know that.
Did not know that. That is news to me.
Yeah, it was Penta. I don't know if it was his dad or not, but it was just like, it was the character was, he took over the character from that guy, and that guy debuted it on WWE 27 years ago.
I'm trying to get an update on this. while we were watching TNA Genesis, GCW versus the People, or the People versus GCW was going on as well. PCO, who was the TNA Digital Media Champion, was on the show, this GCW event. After his match, he took the mic, quit TNA, went on a rant, and then destroyed the digital media title with a sledgehammer. Don't know what's going on.
That's
That
fun.
just popped up on my feed. I'm trying to see if there's.
Is it a work? Is it a shoot? No one will ever know.
We'll never know.
I mean, Josh Alexander quit TNA too. Everyone's just quitting TNA right now. It's fucking weird.
Well, we heard the rumor. Josh Alexander has said publicly his contract with AEW with TNA ends February 14th. So that could have been his final match, as well as Miss Jordan Grace. It is believed that she just did her final match with TNA at Genesis. I think we can both agree Jordan Grace is coming to WWE.
Yes.
People were, I guess we could talk about it now. We'll get to the match itself when we talk about Genesis. Jordan Grace, Tessa Blanchard. The crowd not very happy with Tessa Blanchard. A lot of "fuck you, Tessa," and "you're a racist" chants. Listen, what do you mean? The crowd's going to react how the crowd's going to react. Simple as that.
She's got heat.
She's never apologized for what she said in the past. And I mean, TNA, let's take away what she did with her comments. She's incredible in the ring. I mean, her and Jordan put on a banger of a match, but I'm interested to see how TNA handles this Tessa situation, because the crowds are probably going to continue to do it. So
doesn't matter. Just forget about it. Let the crowds do what the crowds do. The crowds will always do what the crowds want to do.
Yep.
If TNA is cool with it, they're cool with it. Yeah, there's no place for racist shit in this world, but people are going to say what they're going to say, and like it or hate it, it's your choice. But you got to remember, TNA can make its choice too, and other people can make their choices too. It's called a free world for a reason.
Yep. Even if you don't agree with it.
But Top Rope Renegades will always carry the stance of racism's not cool. Don't be that person.
Nope.
Talent are apparently happy that Malachi Black is leaving AEW. When I first heard this, I'm like, it's fucking weird. Is that a good happy or bad happy? Well, more has come out. It is said that Black was criticized by colleagues in AEW over his reluctance to do in jobs and frequent claims of injury issues. Black and Tony Khan apparently never developed rapport. Whatever is going on in AEW, where so much talent just seems to fucking hate their lives while they're there, is not good. I mean, you got Ray Phoenix being all fucking posting shit and deleting shit.
Picture of him in a straight jacket, which, you know,
it's not the way to go to it. Airing your grievances out on social media is never a good way to do it, Corey Graves. Figure it out behind the scenes. Just doing it on social media just kind of makes you look petty. So whatever's going on in AEW, though, it just seems to be a lot of it lately. Whereas that used to be the situation in WWE, and now it seems to have shifted to AEW. WWE talent are quite happy where they are now, and it's showing.
Yeah. Tom Pestock, formerly known as Baron Corbin. Do you have him in your news at all?
I do, but I didn't really care. He just got into it with a fan on fucking about contracts and shit.
I take it as this was him saying, "Hey, Tony, I got your back." That's what I read it as. I'm so serious.
Why not? He's looking for a job.
Totally. Basically saying if you sign a contract, you honor it.
Honestly, I could do with one less TikTok of him burning the shit out of a brisket.
Fair enough.
Fucking get that man back to wrestling. Jesus Christ, destroying brisket like that? Wow. There are rumors of a potential, and this will fucking send you off. There's rumors of a potential Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair match at WrestleMania 41.
Bring it. I think that'll be a great match. Real quick, we didn't get to see
the Queen
this.
versus the Princess.
Literally. Yeah, literally. We didn't get to see this, and I'll send you this too, just so you can see it. We didn't get to see the end. We went straight to like packages after the Jordan Grace Tessa Blanchard match. There is a video of Jordan Grace at the top of the ramp crying and kind of saying goodbye. So 3 years in TNA. Wow.
Hey, you're going to the big time, girl. Don't you cry. She's probably
And
crying
then-
tears of happiness, going, "I fucking made bank. All this hard work has worked off.
Yeah,
Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna go
um,
headline WrestleMania."
one of the guys I follow on Twitter, his name's Malik Kelly. He's a cool dude. He says, "Hot take: I think she's gonna win the Royal Rumble."
The women's Royal Rumble has no build up yet, none whatsoever.
It does not.
The
It
men's
does not.
the men's Royal Rumble is absolutely stacked this year. We'll get into that, but
And
the women's Royal Rumble has no build up.
Speaking of the Royal Rumble, I spoke with our first and our only guest on our show, Kyle Wells. He has interest in coming down because me and him will both be in attendance at the Royal Rumble. Coming on the show and previewing the Royal Rumble with us. So
Live from outside the arena.
yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Me and him will just go on the Friday before, and we'll record a segment of us previewing it, and I'll just take my laptop and prop it up, and then you could pop up from Canada, and me and him are just with microphones in front of the stadium, just ready to rock. But no, he has interest in coming on. Probably if we do it, it'd be the week before the Rumble. But yeah,
I'm in. I'm down. That's like next weekend. You realize that? That's like the week before.
I know we're almost there. We're almost there.
The week before. So next weekend? It's literally next weekend.
No,
the Royal Rumble's on the 1st.
Yeah, February 1st.
It would literally be next weekend.
Yeah, we are in the new week already. So yes, you are correct.
This upcoming weekend would be the weekend we would do that show. So episode 38, Royal Rumble Prevo. I'm going with it. Prevo with Mega Mondo. Prevo with the Mega Mondo and the Kurt Jaredzel.
We're 13 days away from the Royal Rumble, yes.
Yes, which means Mega Mondo may be on Top Rope Renegades, our favorite guest interview.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Carry on.
Apparently, WWE was not happy with how last year's Hall of Fame induction show went, with significant portions of the crowd leaving after the Paul Heyman induction. They are trying to come up with a different way to present the show. Maybe save your best attraction for last.
But here's the thing. The reason they put Paul first, because when they were saving the best attraction for last, we had to sit through so much bad shit leading to the main attraction. I think they should cut down how many people they put in the Hall of Fame every year.
Yeah. Just have video packages and then have your big ones on stage.
Have 2 or 3 people that you can let have a speech to.
Yeah. That one very political talk from what was his face? That was too much.
Oh, which one was that?
That was
I know. It was the black guy. What was his name? Fuck. It was
too much. It was
like a wind up toy, and once you let go of the fucking chain, he wouldn't stop.
You could see the uncomfortableness of the people in the ring going, how do we stop him?
Was it Catfish something? No, that doesn't sound right.
No, don't embarrass yourself. Corey Graves, holy fuck, so much to unpack here. On the 13th, which was the day of NXT,
Thunderbolt Patterson. Cool. Sorry,
not even close to Catfish, but okay.
I'm very aware of that.
On the 13th in the afternoon, Corey Graves tweeted out, "Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. And then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you wondered where I've been. Tune into NXT. I have a lot to say." Okay, so if he just went rogue and posted this because he got told that he was going to be part of a 3-man booth on NXT and that's your job now, guess what? That's your job.
I do a lot of shit at my job.
If you don't like it, go talk to your boss. Don't just air your shit out on Twitter. Now, is it a work? Maybe. Is it a shoot? Most likely, because a lot of people are close to him are claiming that it's legit. Now, the dirt sheets are all hedging their bets and saying, well,
Yeah.
it might be a shoot that the WWE is going to turn into a work. Who the fuck cares? One, he's a fucking announcer. I don't tune in for the announcers. I promise you that. Michael Cole does not give me a raging hard-on to watch fucking wrestling. I tell you that much right now, okay? I tune in to watch the fucking wrestling and the promos. It's not about the announcers at all.
Yeah.
So, Corey, if you think you're that fucking great at your job, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because you're just an announcer. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. It's
You
like
can
the
be
Samantha
good.
Irvin shit. Samantha
Yeah.
Irvin was fucking awesome. She's gone. Have I noticed any different in what I actually tune into wrestling for?
Nope.
No. And then it just gets crazier. Pat McAfee says that he won't be on Raw this week because he's got some college football shit to do with.
College football national
WWE is
championship.
aware of this. Whatever. Who cares what it's for? He's not there on Monday. People jumped all of this like, well, fuck. Why is Corey Graves getting all this fucking slack and Pat McAfee can just take days off? It's like, well, Pat McAfee is actually a fucking giant fucking superstar in the world, and Corey Graves is just an announcer. Okay, so Pat McAfee, I'm sure when he signed on whatever deal he did with WWE, he go, hey, yo, football is my thing. I will do you, but football's my thing. And they said, yes, we will go with it.
There's a reason he left. I mean, and he comes
now
back.
To continue on. Michael Cole wants Pat McAfee on his side. That's guaranteed.
Yep.
Michael's going to choose who he wants. Michael's going to get it because Michael Cole's been doing this for 25 fucking years with the business.
He has that right.
Joe Tessitore ain't going nowhere because he's Lee Fitting's buddy. Lee Fitting signed him personally. Joe Tessitore is going nowhere. And honestly, Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett work so fucking well together because they got that classic heel face vibe that works so fucking well.
It worked perfect on Raw this week.
Vic Joseph, Booker T. I got nothing else to say. Those two are fucking hilarious together.
And when we watched the NXT episode with Corey, and I may have talked about it on the show, but I definitely talked about it when we were watching it. There were moments where it felt out of place with Corey being there. It really did.
It did. Corey tried to take over everything.
It's because he's been the lead, and I get it. But at the same time, you gotta know you're not gonna sit there and be the lead when you were next to Michael Cole. So he
now here's
the emotion.
Here's the big thing of all this.
Emotions in life.
Here's the big thing out of it all. JBL used to be an announcer. He was obviously taken off the announce booth at sometimes. He went on with his career. He's just creating havoc all over the place now. Figure it out, Corey. And honestly, in the end, if this is a work, if this is a shoot, if it's a shoot turning into a work, if it's a work turning into a shoot, if Corey Graves is just right pissed, you're under contract, deal with it until your contract's over, get out of your contract. Whatever you got to do, get yourself fired if that's what you're trying to do. Have it happen. It probably won't because WWE's not just going to let you walk to AEW until your contract's over. Going to AEW ain't going to do any better. You can join that fucking announce team and think you're going to fucking do anything there. Good luck. And 3, the stupid shit that gets the IWC worked up and into a frenzy saying stupid shit online is fucking baffling. It's hilarious. I love reading it all day because it's just like, this is comedy. This is pure comedy. People are legit losing their fucking minds over this shit, over an announcer.
Corey Graves, he was honestly, he was doing really good. He was doing really good. He is good. He's a good lead. He's a good color guy. He's a good announcer. Pat McAfee's pull and Michael Cole's likability of him, sorry. And when WWE learned how good and saw how well Tess and Wade were together, it's like, why would you break that up? For Corey? No.
No, sorry.
Hey, what does The Rock say? Know your role and shut your mouth.
Yeah, or, just you sign a contract. I love the one comment I read. It was like, honestly, it's kind of gay what WWE is doing to Corey Graves because, he has seniority there. He's been there for a long time. This ain't a fucking union.
No.
This ain't this.
What it also comes out, why are you, okay, cool. You wanted to be on Netflix or you wanted to be, dude, you knew, which he knew when it was already known that when Pat was coming back for the Netflix show. He knew that. He's more pissed about the SmackDown thing. Whatever. There's a lot worse fucking positions in life to be than doing shows on NXT. Come on, dude. You're down in Florida all the time, hanging out, having a good time. Shit. I'd take that job in a heartbeat.
Get over it. or just wait out your contract and see what else there's out for you. I'm sure Pat McAfee's going to have to disappear for college football again later this year, and you'd have a spot for half the year, and you'd be just doing your thing. Go to NXT for half a year, go back to fucking SmackDown for half a year, whatever the fuck.
Or take a fucking vacation. Enjoy your time off.
You're getting paid. You're on a contract. What are you doing? I don't know.
Exactly.
But anyways, nonetheless.
What did Shorzy say? Give your balls a tug? Give your balls a tug, dude.
Oh, he thinks he's owed more than he is. But in the end, dude, you ain't a superstar. You're an announcer.
And
you're
I will
all
go to
very
this.
replaceable. All very replaceable.
If there's any company
look, the WWE fired Jim Ross. Jim Ross, legendary fucking announcer. They fired him twice.
But I will say it's the WWE. If there's any company I trust to turn this into a story, they'll fucking make it happen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Pat McAfee,
and maybe that's what happened. Maybe after he aired his grievances online and did all this shit, Triple H pulled him aside and said, "Hey, what the fuck? Let's talk about this, not just go off the fucking rails."
And be honest, I mean, WrestleMania weekend, 2 nights, Pat McAfee, Corey Graves have a little fun match. I'd tune in. I mean, I'm gonna tune in no matter what.
Honestly, I might understand why you didn't want to be down in NXT. Carmella might just be like, "Yo, you ain't been around all those women. Jesus Christ, you're a handsome dude. Not happening. Get your ass back home.
Get your ass back home. Wait till they.
You're not sitting next to fucking Joe or Michael. You ain't down in NXT.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I already talked about that in the headlines. That's not important. Lucha Libre online sources claim there are several AEW talents who are not happy with their current spot in the company. Some of these wrestlers didn't previously look to WWE as a real alternative, but that changed after seeing Penta's successful debut on Raw. 2 such wrestlers, unnamed, said they will explore free agency in 2025 and feel there's a better chance to be successful in WWE now due to the changes with Triple H running creative.
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of figure out what was I looking for. There it is. Speaking of luchadors, did you see Lince Dorado showed up?
Yeah, he's back
on NXT. It was a house show, but he showed up.
I think he's been with the company this whole time, though.
Has he? Because yeah, I don't know.
I think he's been with the company this whole time. I think he's just been injured so much that he's just been with the company this whole time. He was part of Lucha House Party, wasn't he?
No, he was released in 2021. He was the Lucha Premier Champion. Apparently he is back as a talent, and he's a bit of he's going to coach too. This is what he said. Yeah. So he'll be at the Performance Center. Yeah, he's good. I mean, Lince Dorado had fun, but yeah, I think you are correct. He was part of Lucha House Party. So
yeah, it was Grand Metalik.
Grand Metalik. Yeah, but I want to tag that along. Yeah, I think Penta's debut does a lot, and I'm looking forward to see what happens on Raw. More Penta.
Hey,
give us Penta.
You guys don't like all that flippy shit until it comes to WWE. It's like, well, yeah, kind of actually, because they do it better. I mean, we actually saw a Canadian Destroyer being sold, so
it's true.
The Wrestling Observer newsletter was told that Triple H is looking at 2.5 hours as the sweet spot for Raw's typical runtime on Netflix. In other words, Dave Meltzer's like, oh yeah, they ran at 2.5 hours this last show. That's probably what they're going to look to do every time.
It's true.
There was Ray Phoenix. Some people say Phoenix. I'm not really actually sure which way it is. But Ray Phoenix's merchandise has apparently been pulled from AEW's online shop, leading to increased speculation about his future at AEW and how soon he may be able to join Penta in WWE. Whatever it is happening, he's going to WWE. As soon as his contract is null and void, he's going to WWE. I mean, it's just happening. Penta on his gloves, on his debut, still say Lucha Brothers. It's happening.
A lot of shit happened at fucking the GCW pay-per-view at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Holy shit. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Keep going. Super Crazy. You know Super Crazy, right?
No.
ECW. He's an ECW, like, old G. He did a balcony moonsault
at the Hammerstein Ballroom to the ring.
That balcony is pretty high. Even the low one is pretty high.
It is. Oh man, there was a lot of ECW. And
You know what? I heard. I actually, I'm not surprised about it at all because GCW was pissed that AEW booked the Hammerstein Ballroom, and they're probably just like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking tear shit up."
Yeah, Amazing Red was there. Homicide, Ricky Morton, Zeta Steel, Sabu was there as well.
Ricky Morton.
Yeah,
Jesus,
Ricky Morton.
That dude's like 70.
Ricky Morton appeared. A lot. Jesus Christ, a lot of shit happened. It just came across my fucking feed here. That was Baron Corbin. Tom Pestock made his GCW debut.
No, I knew that. I knew he was showing up.
Matt Cardona, obviously.
I mean, whatever Matt Cardona is doing in GCW is better than anything you do at AEW Ring of Honor with Chris Jericho. Jesus Christ. It is reported that Miro, Phoenix, Ricky Starks, and Malachi Black will all sign with WWE after their contracts expire.
Okay, so that one more time.
Miro,
Phoenix, Miro again.
Ricky Starks, and Malachi Black.
Okay. I was wondering if the name Wardlow was going to show up because I just read something that said Wardlow will not ever compete in AEW again, apparently.
What the fuck happened there?
I don't know. He just completely disappeared.
It seems like a lot of fucking talent are just all of a sudden realizing, hey, the grass ain't actually greener on the other side.
I don't fucking know anymore.
Actually, WWE is already talking creative ideas for Black as of right now.
Yeah, I read. What is it? They see him as a single star.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Triple H.
With that being said, Brody King has filed for a trademark this week on the phrase "Hounds of Hell." So we're looking at the new faction with Buddy and Julia, Hounds of Hell.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre, this guy is back to fucking killing it. Drew McIntyre told Mail Sports Alex McCarthy that he recently asked The Rock for a little favor, and he's working on that for me.
Is this like a slight jab at CM Punk's favor?
100% it is. 100% it is. Drew McIntyre continues to kill it. Fucking keeping kayfabe alive. This is good. I love this. This is AEW poked the bear one too many times, and now that bear's awake. Saturday Night Main Event is currently featured to be scheduled on the same weekend, Labor Day weekend in May, that AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view usually airs. There's no set date on that pay-per-view yet, but it's usually Labor Day long weekend in May, and Saturday Night Main Event is scheduled for that weekend, and they are 100% scheduled same night of All In. WWE is just going, hey, we're going to put us directly up against your pay-per-views. No, they know when All In was airing, and they scheduled the same night as All In. So they're not scared of AEW, and they're proving it.
They don't even have a location yet for Double or Nothing.
Yeah, but usually, historically, over the last 4 years, it has aired Labor Day long weekend. And that's
this is forgetful saying they don't have a location where Double or Nothing will be. It's normally held in Jacksonville. Those we spoke to believe AEW is unlikely to release their entire year of pay-per-view dates ahead like last year. WWE running a competing show in Orlando and AEW had announced their World's End event months was cited as a reason.
Yeah, they're scared now. They're fucking scared now.
Oh my god.
Scared. They poked the bear. They threatened. They said all this shit. They posted on their show, we're going to beat Raw. We're better than your NXT. Where ratings are better. And WWE didn't do anything about it forever. And then all of a sudden, they just kept poking the bear. And finally, WWE's just like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're going to start going head-to-head with you. And now AEW is backtracking, going, oh my god, the big old Fed's after us. The Fed's after us. They're trying to kill our company. It's like, well, you guys kind of asked for it. I swear to God, if Saturday Night's Main Event does bigger numbers than All In, they are fucked. Absolutely
hilarious. The fight Forgetful. I'm gonna keep calling it Forgetful.
And honestly, I can't envision All In doing less numbers than Saturday Night Main Event. But if it did, that would be insane.
Yeah, I don't really envision it either, but that would be fucking
All In
hilarious.
is like their WrestleMania. So I mean,
Yep.
if Saturday Night Main Event did bigger numbers than that, that's not good. I don't want it to happen. Actually, I kind of do because it'd be hilarious. But
Forgetful put out that Jordan Grace is effectively done with TNA, her last match with Tessa Blanchard. You can see comments on the Fateful Select Patreon. Somebody commented,
wait, what?
She's
what site? What site?
Forgetful Select.
Okay.
Somebody commented, she's definitely all elite.
Hey, I'm gonna make that a thing. I want everybody across the internet calling Fightful Forgetful. Everybody.
Somebody literally said she's all elite. Someone replied, Jordan Grace leaving. Someone in the comment section on the Patreon, she's all elite. To Jordan, like Jordan Grace.
That kid was dropped on his head a few too many
Somebody
times.
said, yeah, okay. So he said, this is the most WWE bound person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
She's going WWE. Get ready. She's Royal Rumble.
For the love of God, yes, it's coming. I've been actually kind of wanting this to happen. I think I've said it in the past, not necessarily this past year. I've definitely said it like 2019, 2020 in that area. WWE 2K25 is reportedly going to have an open world style similar to NBA 2K City. I've been wanting this. That would be so fucking cool.
There are, the rumors. What have we only got? We've only got images, right? Yeah.
Just 5 images, which it already looks considerably better than the previous.
The Cody Rhodes model looked incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they do that, I want them to, please, for the love of God, I think I'd still be playing it with you to this day. GM mode, just let us fucking do it on our own console, please.
I want GM mode, but not like how they have it laid out now, where it's like 8. I want like a proper, just let us go for like 25 years.
Which I know their response to that would be, well, we'll just do universe mode. No.
Well, universe, I want the style of what you do where you have like goals to meet and stuff and all that shit. But then give us like 25 years of it, not this 6 months. I want all the pay-per-views. I want full weeks of shows. And then also, I want like proper drafts and this. And you do have a budget, but it's not just like set and you're not fighting each other. You're just doing your show. And just have a prop. They used to do it. They used to.
Yeah. And also get rid of the whole, you have to pay money to like a fucking high school gym and a ballroom. Like, come on, give us our weekly.
Give us like a GM mode, but it's like a proper full season, 25 years of it.
Yeah.
And you got to make goals and you get money and shit to sign and do stuff and drafts and stuff. But give us like, I don't know, give us a proper mode.
And you could compete against the other person to see who draws better. Yeah, I love that aspect.
But don't you book 3 of their stars that can't fuck. I don't want that shit.
I hate that shit. We played it that way. We were like, there's certain cards.
I want a proper like, you got to train your guys to get stronger, and I don't know, just something a bit more in depth. I want like, I don't know, universe mode. Yes, 100%. You can do that, but you got to set it all up yourself, and it's a lot of fucking work.
Yes,
and I do have a life outside of all this.
I did like that. We both agreed. We're like, there's some of these cards we're not gonna fucking use against each other because that's stupid.
But they're close. I want a full-fledged GM mode that we can both play and have like 25-year career.
Yeah, no,
with all the pay-per-views, not just random 6 pay-per-views per season and then you're redrafting and shit. Like, I don't want that shit.
And I will say one thing that has upset me about WWE 2K25 already that I read. It's going to be available on the PlayStation 4.
Oh, God.
Grow the fuck up and get a PS5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're making these companies dumb down their games.
NHL, whatever. They suck.
Don't even go there. NHL is horrible, period.
But weren't they only PS5 this year?
Yeah, it didn't do them any good.
It did not. Be a pro career is still a piece of shit.
It's supposed to be fixed next year. A brand new mode next year, I hope.
All right, we'll see. playing a bit of
I mean,
spicy.
they did update their fucking franchise mode. So I do have hope they're gonna do a
Did you
good
like
update
it?
to Bria Pro. Yeah, I thought it was better.
I do too.
It's not
I do too.
perfect, but it's better than what they've had lately.
Yeah. Give us GM Connected. We'll have fun.
A full-fledged, not this GM arcade version. I want like a full-fledged.
Back to what you were saying. Yes.
Let us book like promos and shit and stuff like that.
There is an open world element to like your quote unquote my player.
Like a season. Like you create a wrestler and then you go through all these challenges. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, like you can run around this city and then you show up at the ring.
You go buy gear. You go buy gear. You can go to shops and shit.
You're in the arena, run around backstage. What game was that you could do that? Wasn't it SmackDown versus? Was it Here Comes the Pain, where you could like go backstage and run around this like concourse? It was cool. I don't know. You would just think that the way the time period we're in with technology that they could have already done this, but here we are.
It's probably a lot to revamp a system that they've already had in place, and also, I mean, yeah, they have the basis for it with NBA 2K 100%, but NBA 2K does it like anybody else does it.
Yeah, it's true.
But they do have the technology there, and I'm hoping. I think games that do yearly releases should start following like the Farming Simulator release and just release once every 3 years with like a new version, so they have like 3 years to work on it, and they just give us like yearly updates to like rosters and shit. And then when they release a new game, it actually feels like a better game, not this. I just bought this game a year ago. It's exactly the same. Anyways, that's news. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's the news. I don't really have anything else to add. Nothing crazy besides what you kind of hit on.
Actually, maybe let me just check my online notes that I take throughout the week. See if there's anything I missed.
I will do my usual.
Actually, there's stuff I missed. I already know that already. I already know I missed stuff.
We watched TNA Genesis. There were announcements. TNA Sacrifice will take place on March 14th in El Paso, Texas. TNA Rebellion, which is a pay-per-view, will take place April 27th in Los Angeles, California. Slammiversary has been announced as well, July 20th, 2025. I'm going to do my usual, take a look at New Japan and see what they got coming up. Anything special announced? Oh, well, this just happened yesterday or already happened. Oh, here you go, RK. You want a little results for yourself real quick? Little results. I'm not reading all this. Never mind. A lot of tag team matches that happened at New Japan Blue Justice. Okay.
Oh yeah, don't care.
A lot of tag team matches. But the New Beginning in Osaka is coming up on February 11th in New Japan. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Togi Makabe. Shingo Takagi versus Drillo Maloney. Shota Umino versus Great Khan. Sanada versus Tai Chi. Robbie Eagles and Fujita defending against Rocky Romero and Yo. I think I actually went through all these, didn't I?
Yes, you did last week.
I did. But yeah, the big one we do want to look at is the Young Bucks defending their titles against Naito and Takahashi. So that's kind of the big match. Zack Sabre Jr. is on the card too.
Yay.
Windy City Riot, we know about that. Yeah, nothing new really coming out of New Japan. Yeah, they announced Resurgence for Ontario, California. So that's all I got on this end.
Eric Bischoff posted on Twitter, AEW is Dave Meltzer's wet dream come true. Now that is circling the toilet bowl, he's trying harder than ever to convince his dirt sheet audience that it's not. Dave and Tony have the same void when it comes to how the industry works, and it's becoming more obvious to even the cult.
Yes.
Ethan Page says AEW and Tony Khan completely fumbled him, and now he's doing better than ever in WWE. WWE is run by actual wrestlers. AEW didn't know what they had, and now they do. I'm gone. These guys have me. They have the ability to do whatever it is that they want, and they have chosen to open the door for Ethan Page to absolutely kick it wide open.
I'm very, very excited to see what we're getting.
Ethan Page. I can't imagine it being overly too long, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You gotta have a spot on the main roster for him, otherwise it's just a wasted call up. Jim Ross was surprised at the hype over Penta's WWE debut, showing that AEW still don't know what they had. I was a little surprised. We had him here at AEW for a good while. Soft-spoken guy, no trouble. Hardly knew he was there until he got in the ring, and then he was phenomenal. But I was a little surprised at the hype. So what it tells me is that WWE and Triple H covet him in a significant way, where he's going to be in main events or semi-main events within the next year, if not sooner. But I was a little surprised.
Jim Ross gets wrestling, by the way. Just saying. So,
100% he does.
Translation, AEW fumbled the bag with Penta. That's what I heard.
Oh, fucking Logan Paul. Logan Paul says if Nick Khan can match the $250 million offer he received to fight Conor McGregor, then he won't consider stepping away from WWE for a certain period of time. If the fight moves forward, then he'll step away from WWE for a certain period of time.
Go box Conor McGregor. You're not that big of a deal. And for that much money, fuck you. I'm going to box Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and also Conor McGregor's still under contract with UFC, and there's no way Dana White will allow that fight to happen.
Right. Kind of. He did the Floyd Mayweather fight under contract with UFC, but anyway.
What? Floyd Mayweather is not UFC?
No, Conor McGregor did the Floyd Mayweather fight while he was under contract with UFC.
Different box of stories.
No, you just said Dana wouldn't let Conor go do that because he's under contract with the UFC. But Dana did.
At this point, he wouldn't, because Conor isn't drawing money for UFC anymore.
Which is weird. You think on it? Oh yeah, he will. When Conor finally comes back, it'll be a big pay-per-view. It's just the fucking name, but
yeah, but he's not currently drawing any money for UFC.
Isn't this TKO's call?
100% it is.
Isn't this like at the end of the day, TKO? It's literally two people that are under the TKO employment at this point. Right?
Nonetheless, it's just Logan Paul being Logan Paul, and everybody's fucking.
Did you see his clip backstage with Tiffany?
No.
He was kind of like throwing a little flirtatiousness towards Tiffy. I'm just saying, it was a little weird.
Ludwig Kaiser has 0% body fat. Logan Paul.
I will also say Logan Paul is really good as the heel, because after he like kind of hyped her up, he's like, I see a lot of me and you. You know, you do this really cool with a good moonsault, and he goes, if you need me to teach you anything, let me know. I was like, huh?
This was good. WrestleOps posted Logan Paul wants to be the face of WWE. # Raw on Netflix. Tom Pistock. First comment was, yeah, he has to show up first.
And
one last thing. I've never noticed this with Penta, but he's a Razor Ramon fan.
Yes. All right. Well, that's a wrap on the news. You know what? Actually, this is news. I feel like we could say it in the news segment, RK, before we get into the recaps. Joe Hendry is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. 12 years of grinding. Joe Hendry finally did it. I said it when we watched it, in a very you deserve it moment for Joe Hendry. TNA World Heavyweight Champion. We'll break down TNA Genesis here in just a bit.
Honestly, the 3 matches WWE has to run back quickly before we get too much farther in this. Penta has to have a rematch with Chelsea Green, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. Thank you very much.
3-on-1 match. Let's do it.
No, fuck that. 1-on-1. Chelsea Green recently said that she owes a lot to Penta because he helped her get noticed by WWE.
Interesting.
With their match that they had in Lucha Underground.
Alrighty. Oh, yeah, it was a good match too. Let us get into it. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna dive down through all the recaps from Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and we'll get to TNA Genesis as well. Thank you for watching episode number 37. We will be right back. Welcome back in. Episode number 37 here on the Top Rope Renegades. Still gonna gripe every time. The fade out on the background music goes too quick. I need a longer fade. But we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw from January 3rd.
I don't really think you need a fade at all or music, because you can just hit record and we can just start talking.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make it like a real coolness to it. Like I can't match your energy with the videos and the backgrounds you create, so I got to do something.
I mean, if you just took a little time and put some effort into what we do.
Well, guess what, RK? I put some effort in, and I took my own notes this week.
So
No more
there,
reading.
at least there won't be anything forgotten. It'll just be bad.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool.
Monday Night Raw from January 13th. We opened the show up with some. I just thought some really cool.
Just gotta say, right off the hop, they pan the crowd, and there's this Chad Kroger looking motherfucker in the first row wearing sunglasses inside, and it pissed me the fuck off. Because one, he looked like Chad Kroger, and two, he's wearing fucking sunglasses. You ain't fucking Corey Hart. You don't wear your sunglasses at night. Get a fucking job. Cut your fucking hair. Jesus Christ.
So I wrote amazing drone footage to open things off. A sold out SAP center in San Jose. And then, of course, the followed by here's what happened last week when we debuted on Netflix. And as RK said, there was a Chad Kroger looking motherfucker with sunglasses on inside.
Ain't Chad Kroger. It ain't Corey Hart.
CM Punk is going to kick things off loud, by the way. And before I continue reading, I think we've mutually established, RK, that we're just using your Netflix for all of WWE now. Is that fair to say? Because
it's better than fucking anything else.
It is better than what we got here in the States. Anyway, loud CM Punk chants.
Anybody who thought that them going to Netflix was not going to work, yeah, you're dead wrong.
Eat your heart out. And it's going to get better once they, I guarantee they're going to do its own page and all this because, it's just how it goes. Loud CM Punk chants, of course, here in San Jose. I don't know why, of course, but they were loud for CM Punk. Says Seth Rollins is now behind him, and he talks about his vision to main event WrestleMania. He talks about John Cena and that he can see him, that he himself, CM Punk, is declaring for the Royal Rumble, and he says to say his name or hit his music as he wraps up, but Seth Rollins comes down to the ring instead. Seth's got a nice little black eye. Says he's a man of his word and said he would be in the middle of the ring, win, lose, or draw, and if he didn't and ran from it, it would make him CM Punk. Punk says, well, then that would make him the winner, and still to which Seth retorts he would rather be the worst version of himself than any version of CM Punk. Says his only goal is to end Punk's Mania dreams and enter the Rumble. And cue Drew McIntyre, who fires some shots at Seth. Says that Punk and Seth are so much alike, except Punk admits he's an asshole. Calls Seth selfish. Punk is fed up and wants to fight. Seth is ready. Drew acts like he's down, but backs out. To continue his war of words and his hate towards Roman Reigns, and he declares for the Royal Rumble. All in that first segment, we get 3 declarations for the Royal Rumble. RK, what did you think of the start to Monday Night Raw?
One, the mat looks super clean. Now that giant Fortnite logo is out of the middle of it, it actually looks it looks good. I like it. I don't know, call me crazy, but I think the logos, the endorsements don't change anything. I like it. If we get a run back of CM Punk versus John Cena a la 2011 Money in the Bank, I'm here for it.
Well, you have to think that's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right?
It's gotta run that back again. Royal Rumble 2025 may just be the absolute most star-packed Royal Rumble ever. You got Roman, you got Cody. No, strike that. You don't have Cody. All of that would, pull up Brock Lesnar. Why not?
He loses.
You got Roman
and enters.
You got Roman. You got Seth. You got CM Punk. You got Drew McIntyre. You got John Cena. It's gonna be great. You got Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
sure. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be probably one of the best Royal Rumbles that we've ever seen.
You slipped up and said Cody. Do you think? No, it's probably stupid, isn't it? The loser of the Cody Kevin match enters the Rumble too.
100%. And I'm still holding out hope that they pull the trigger and put it on Kevin, because that could just create one hell of a story. Oh, yeah, it'd be so good.
They're not, are they? I don't know.
But that's Rollins' most lackluster suit of his career. I'd have to say that was
that loss hit him hard, man.
that suit was not. That was.
What'd you think was eye?
A little bit spark. I was just looking at the suit. It wasn't. I was like, that's.
That's not you.
That's not you.
Drew, Seth, and Punk, the three of them together on the mic, going at each other. It's so good. Triple threat, something, anything. Get all three of those in the ring at the same time. Oh man, good shit.
Agreed. Let's move forward to, we hit about it on the news, but we'll talk about the match itself. Chad Gable versus the mystery opponent. Who was it going to be? Triple H said we knew who it was. Merch already dropped. Blah, blah, blah. It's Penta. Penta makes his WWE kind of debut. RK said he actually already debuted in 98. But Penta debuts on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I got down here. We had Chad Gable with a hot start, really attacking the leg of Penta. But Penta wraps it up with his style of hard-hitting, high-flying moves. Penta picks up the win with it after a fantastic match with a arm breaker called the Sacrifice, followed up with a Penta driver. Post-match, we get a passionate promo from Penta where basically says he's been dreaming of this moment, and it's a new era, right? It is the Penta era. RK, what you think?
Well, it was clear, obviously, in the first bit of the match that Penta had to get that AEW gunk off of him. Like that bottom rope leg drop thing was horrible.
Or rust.
Thank
He may
God.
not have been in the ring for a while.
Well, no, it's that AEW grossness off of him. So he got that off him, and then he really just went in for the kill after that. The Canadian Destroyer, he must have been confused as fuck when
Chad
Gable
Gable
sold that.
Oh.
I mean, Penta was like, holy fuck, he sold? I can lay here for a second? Jesus
His
Christ,
eyes were so wide, too, when he was
awesome.
looking at the hard cam side. He was like, oh, my God, there's fans.
There's people there. Honestly, Gable, you can put him with anybody, and they're going to put on a fucking banner match. So, great first opponent from Penta. Penta comes off as a big star already. WWE is going to give him the superstar treatment. He's not just going to get lost in the shuffle. Dragon Lee might get lost in the shuffle now for sure, but Penta's already an established name. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Other than the slow start, the match was fantastic. It was exactly what it needed to be. And honestly, Chad Gable with the classic Kurt Angle "You suck" chance. I mean, could be a lot worse for Gable, that's for sure.
Yeah, people shitting on Gable, like, chill. He's good at he's killing it. Honestly, Chad, much credit to him. And he says he's going to win a singles championship in 2025. What do you think about that?
Yeah, put the IC put the IC on him.
I think he's going to go to SmackDown. Maybe the U.S. title.
One of
Get
the
mixed
two.
in there. We'll see.
I don't think he goes to SmackDown, but anyways.
We get Judgment Day backstage. Dom has some roses for Liv, who says she's not mad. But she tells Dom to go ahead and get her bags and Raquel's bags and have Valet get ready to roll. Just to reiterate, she is not mad. She's not mad. She's not mad. This is a reference.
Hey guys, I don't think she's mad at all.
No. This is, of course, referencing Dom wanting to hug Rhea after the loss that Liv suffered. But she's not mad. She is not mad at all. JD runs off to demand a tag title rematch as well. Yeah, we need to get that tag team division back and ramped up, in my opinion.
I don't care about the tag team division. I only care about what's going on with Finn, and Finn is really happy about Liv losing to Rhea.
Yes, he is.
And yeah, he just goes to Dom and says, "Man, you got a lot to learn about love."
Yeah, she's not mad. She's not.
She's not mad, guys. Hey, guys, I don't think she's mad at all.
No, she's not mad at all, guys. Kathy Kelly is backstage with PFC to talk about them hurting Kyrie, and says it's a message. It was a message just not to Damage Control, but the whole women's roster. Zoe says she is first in line to take on the winner of the women's IC title. Sonya says one of us is in line to take the first shot at the women's IC title. I don't know if that was kind of a hint at maybe the split already of PFC or what the hell's going on, but they have not gotten over, have they?
I mean, Shayna continues to be Shayna. She does what she does.
She will always be Shayna.
She's steadfast in her job in WWE. She knows what her job is, unlike Corey Graves. Sonya, she's like another Dakota Kai. You were injured too much, and you're kind of lost.
Yeah,
you kind of lost any momentum ever.
Sonya was a good GM, like role that she had, though.
Yeah, but still, you lose that momentum of any
Yeah.
kind of hype that you had off the hop, and now you got that injury bug tagged to you. It's just the way it goes. And Zoe, I think Zoe's fantastic, and I think they can still find a way to make her a superstar. They just got to find it.
I see Zoe being a women's IC title holder. That's gonna happen. I think she deserves that. She is fantastic in the ring. Needs a little mic help, maybe
Just
a
you
little
got to
aura,
find
but
you just got to find the right gimmick for her.
yep. Kathy Kelly, or nope, sorry, we got to do a match first, don't we? Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. Typical hard hitting contest from these two. Could call it another banger after banger after banger. Big bro kick from Sheamus for the win. We get a post-match confrontation between Braun Breaker and Sheamus. Sheamus still going after that IC title, the title that has eluded him his entire WWE career. What did you think of this match?
Good match, nothing amazing, just a good, tidy match. Sheamus will always shine in a good old Donnybrook type match.
Yeah.
Ludwig's going places, man. That guy is going to be a superstar. Honestly, we need more Braun. It's been a while since he's really done much, and
Yeah, man.
obviously they're setting up this Sheamus Braun, which was later confirmed for Saturday night's main event, anyways. But yeah, no, we need some more Braun. We need Braun doing his shit.
I saw a lot of discourse on the X machine about what the hell's going on. Like, I feel like Braun's not been shown as much as he should be, and I agree. But at the same
No,
time,
not
it's like,
necessarily. You got to have the right story in place before you just throw him out there to do nothing.
that's
This
true,
ain't
but Braun-
AEW. You're just going to put him in shitty matches and destroy any momentum if you have? No, you're going to find the right
True.
story from him and you're going to build it. This
Let
Sheamus
him
Braun
cook.
thing could be good.
Let him cook. Sheamus chasing down the title that has eluded him his whole career in WWE. I think that's the title to complete the Grand Slam as well for Sheamus. So we'll see what happens. Kathy Kelly with Seth Rollins to confirm he does have a match next week, and it's a WrestleMania rematch against Drew McIntyre. Says he owes him one for what happened at Mania. He runs it to Sammy, who tells Seth that he's here for him. Seth says, yeah, bad week for him, but good week for you, right, Sammy? Because your boy, Roman, he's back as tribal chief, and you helped. And he questions if he will keep helping Roman until he beats Cody, or will Sammy help himself? Seth making some good points here. What are you doing, Sammy? I agree. Like, I still am stuck on this. I get we're turning Roman back in, or to his baby face, but Jesus Christ, he put Sammy through hell.
I mean, Seth ain't lying, and this whole promo was great because everything Seth said was true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good shit. I want to see where this goes, but Seth continues to be the voice of reason, and he's gonna. I think he's gonna have his moment of "I told you guys so" when Roman goes back to heel, because I don't think Roman's staying away from heel for very long.
No, I agree. This is the benefit of watching Arcade's Netflix in Canada. I don't know what I was trying there. But we get to see Jackie Redmond with JD and Carlito, asking them if there's any tension in the Judgment Day. Carlito, the crowd is booing, by the way, JD and Carlito, but Carlito turns around and says the crowd's booing Kathy, or Jackie, sorry. JD calls her in the media spin doctors. She gets no answers from them. Carlito says that Damien is going to lose the Finn, and that's cool. That's about it. Just Carlito's hilarious, to be honest. Any comments on Jackie Redmond?
Carlito's great comedic relief. He always has been his whole career. He's funny.
Just watch his facial expressions during Judgment Day segments and shit. It's comical.
And really, honestly, he's just cool.
Just cool. We get Miz and Karrion. Karrion just came out of Pierce's office. Miz saying the Whites have been moved to SmackDown. Sammy shows up to meet with Pierce. They stop him. They talk their shit to Sammy about how Miz he wants a match, and Miz is like, no, but then the typical Karrion, you're a 2-time world champ, right? That's 2 more than Sammy will ever be. Sammy says his business with Pierce can wait, and he will face Miz later one-on-one. And we get a shot of Obafemi as well, shown ringside. So we get
every film that Netflix makes moving forward, just book Karrion Kross as the villain in every single one of them.
Oh, totally.
It'll work.
I agreed.
It'll work.
Agreed.
To the ring we go. The world heavyweight champion Gunther. He's addressing the WWE Universe. Says he was impressed with the production of the debut of Netflix. By the way, Gunther not being on the debut of Netflix was weird to me, but I also understood it. But at the same time, like, God, that's
He
your
had a
world
promo.
champion. Yeah, a little
recorded
promo. But him not being there live, I don't know. Yeah, tis what tis. He was impressed with the production of the debut of Netflix, but was unimpressed.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that fucking guy.
This is me personally. I would have liked to seen Gunther on the debut. That's all I'm saying. Because he's that fucking good. He was unimpressed with the in-ring work, says it's all drama. Who's head of the table? Who's the best in the world? But none of that matters. And then Jay Uso, comes to the ring. He shoots a shot for the world heavyweight title at Saturday night's main event. Gunther laughs in his face and asks Jay if he's serious about this. We get a bunch of yeet chants. Calls Gunther naive to think that. Wait, what? Oh, must be naive to think that you can beat Gunther. Says he's already beat him twice for the IC title. Says when the bell rings, Gunther would expose him for what he is, and that's a great tag team wrestler. But he is not on Gunther's level. Main event is a nickname for Jay, but main event is where Gunther belongs. Jay says he respects Gunther, and he gets kind of passionate and almost cries in his response and says he's going to earn his respect.
I don't think it was passion. I think Gunther just hit a fucking nerve.
He did act like I thought he was going to cry. I genuinely did. It was.
I don't think that anything was with passion. I think that was just Gunther hit a fucking nerve.
he basically called him trash. That's what he did, and Jay did not like that. But he wants his respect. Jay Uso, Gunther, Saturday night's main event.
Jay Uso's not even close to Gunther's level. I'm sorry.
No, and people were like, "Well, you could do that at a Royal Rumble."
It's another fucking big loss for Jay coming up in a major match. It's no.
Yeah. And yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, well, you could do that at Rumble." No, let's be honest.
No, it's just you don't book Jay against Gunther. Jay's not on Gunther's level.
No, you do it at Saturday night's main event. Fine, Jay loses because one, you want Jay to be in the Royal Rumble because you want that whole crowd to fucking yeet at Lucas Oil Stadium, 50,000 plus. So that makes sense. But yeah, this is just I think this is just a let's wait and see type moment. But I think this was also just on the no commercials when we were doing a commercial break.
The Bailey Michael Cole feud continues.
Yeah. Yes.
Greatest rivalry in the history of the WWE.
I did write that. Kathy Kelly with San Jose's own Bailey to give her that nice hometown pop and hyper title match Friday against Tiffany Stratton. She gives her opinion on the women's IC title. Then Bailey, of course, runs down Michael Cole because that is the biggest, longest, greatest rivalry in WWE history. And he has the whole crowd yell, "Michael Cole is an idiot."
Yep. Yeah.
Up next is that women's IC title match. Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai. Fast start, wild suplex from the apron to the floor from Lyra to Dakota. I put good match, some cool spots, and Lyra is the first ever women's IC champion. She picks up the win with a Nightwing. Dakota hugs Lyra after the match. No beef or anything, no heel turn. The match, man, what'd you think? And Lyra being the first ever women's IC title holder.
The match itself is okay. Had some cool spots in it, like you said, the suplex, the apron to the floor. It had some bad spots in it too. Overall, the right woman here won. We were just talking about this earlier, actually. WWE, when they see a talent that has potential, they'll do everything in their power to make them over.
Mhm.
This is a great way to give Lyra a push, and Lyra does have a very bright future with the WWE. Dakota Kai, while she is a fan favorite and she is fantastic, once again, we're getting back to that injury bug thing. She has that. She's 36. She's been injured multiple times over the past year. It's hard to give a full push to somebody that you're worried is just going to get injured again. Because if you write like a whole year's worth of stories for her and then she gets injured, you got to shuffle. Like they're going to go with their safer bets, talent that has shown longevity. Look at Gunther. The guy barely loses, but he's never injured. Yeah, it's the nature of the business. I think Dakota Kai still has a future and maybe a potential push in the future if she can show she can stay healthy, but it's just not right now. I think Lyra took Dakota's GTK fully to the forehead because Lyra, after that match, she already had a big, huge goosebump forming on her head. But nonetheless, fantastic. Awesome choice for the win. I like it.
Kathy Kelly is backstage with the New Day and asked them when they'll be back in the ring. Xavier is very offended and says they have suffered and have yet to be able to speak their truth. They take a shot at Rey Mysterio, calls him a deadbeat dad who raised a good-for-nothing son. They will be back in the ring next week. I assume they're going to go up against Rey and maybe Penta, to be honest. No confirmation on that. But because originally it was billed that they were supposed to face Rey with a mystery partner or something like that. It was hinted at. But nonetheless, New Day back in action next week on Raw. Miz versus Sami Zayn, which was set earlier in the show. I wrote quick match. Sami wins it with a haluva kick, followed by a blue thunder bomb for the win.
Yeah, I don't have any notes written on this, so it really could not have been that memorable of a match.
No, it was just a quick little match, really. We get a Logan Paul video hyping up how he's going to be a
Fire.
full-time,
Absolutely fucking fire. Put the
full-time
fucking
WWE.
title on him. Give him the TNA titles.
No.
Give him the New Japan titles. The
All right.
AEW titles. You want to see a belt collector? Logan Paul is going to be that belt collector.
So he's going to be the full-time star and the top guy of the company. Carry on with your...
Yeah, he still hasn't shown up, though.
Yeah, he has not shown up yet.
Although that promo was absolutely fucking fire. You can't deny how fucking great that... You cannot deny how great that promo was.
No, it was great. He was at the Netflix debut in the crowd. He showed up, I guess. So yeah, we get
but no, you can see the potential in that man. If he wanted to go 100%, he could be top of the company.
You look at his matches. I mean, how many matches? He hasn't even had two handfuls full of matches yet. I don't know if that's correct, but still, very limited amount of matches in this company. And
I can't think of a bad match yet.
And he's had all good matches. Braun versus Sheamus and Gunther versus Jay title matches are made official for Saturday night's main event. Rhea Ripley heads to the ring to remind those who forgot who she is. But it's cut off quickly as Nia Jax comes to talk to Mommy. Nia declares for the Women's Royal Rumble, and she will take whatever.
Why did you moan when you said that?
That's how she said it. When she said it, Mommy. And she will take
you
whatever.
You moaned after you said Mommy. It was kind of weird.
I had to breathe.
You're like, Mommy.
It was a breath. I had a deep breath. She wants and takes. She'll take whatever she wants. And then she starts taking shots at Bayley, who is ringside. She yells at Bayley, "Why are you even here?" Bayley retorts by yelling back, "I live here."
Facts.
She calls typical here, calls San Jose dirty. Bayley comes to the ring to retort back. Nia throws some hands and she gets her ass beat by Rhea and Bayley. Nia really cooked in this promo, in my opinion.
Nia did cook in this promo. It was probably one of her best promos in recent memory. And even though we've definitely had Rhea versus Nia before, this is the first time I actually want Rhea versus Nia.
Is it fair to say that Nia probably goes to Raw after all the dust settles here?
I think that's what they're aiming towards. But nonetheless, Nia's been absolutely fantastic since winning the title. She's only improved, and this promo was fire. Yes. She cooked, and she made me want Rhea versus Nia, which I've never actually wanted before. So
fair enough. We get an announcement that a man that just showed up at TNA Genesis, JBL, is on Raw. He will be on Raw next week. So intrigued to see what the hell JBL's got to talk about. And I wonder if he's gonna be JBL and not John Bradshaw Layfield, because the John Bradshaw Layfield we've been seeing has literally just been him running around to promotions, clotheslining people and leaving and not saying a fucking word. I assume we're gonna get JBL talking on Raw, or is he just gonna clothesline somebody and leave? I don't know.
Dude, all he does is post on fucking Twitter is fucking him wanting to close on people.
It's true.
He's like he's like went out for a nice walk in the hills these days and saw some people and thought they need some clotheslines.
He's really been on a run since he got his knees all healed up and back healed up and whatnot. So we'll see what JBL's got in store. Final run for JBL. Maybe he gets interrupted by John Cena and John Cena hits him with a little AA. Oh, that's an old.
I mean, John Cena was supposed to do like 52 events this year, and he's only showed up for one.
I thought it was like 36, but okay.
It is. I'm being facetious.
Fair enough. We get a Finn and Damian rivalry recap before we get right into the street fight between the two. I got hard hits. There was a fight in the crowd. We had a broken arrow from a 12-foot drop through some tables. We get a Finn Balor stretcher job, but Damian goes full heel and beats up a man who's in a stretcher. Rolls into the ring. JD and Carlito try and help Finn up to hit a coup de grace. The War Raiders come out to take out JD and Carlito. Damian ends up picking up the win here over Finn. Yeah, what did you think of this street fight?
Make it make sense.
Okay.
Finn Balor, heel.
Yes.
Damian Priest, face.
Yes.
In what fucking world does a face attack a stretchered human being brutally like that, risking breaking his neck even more after he Falcon arrowed him from the fucking roof of the arena?
A face that is fed up.
No, I'm sorry. Make it make sense. No, anyways, nonetheless, banner match. Like, seriously, one of the better street fights I've seen in a long time. And basically all because of that fucking rafter Falcon arrow. Amazing. Yeah. Through the table, like, Finn Balor could have died. And then Damian didn't care and tried to kill him some more. It was amazing.
That is what happened on Raw. A lot to look forward to on the next episode of Monday Night Raw, as well as we be the final show before they go to Saturday night.
Oh, and also JD continues to be a fucking hero.
Yes.
That man is just amazing at his job.
Yes, he is.
Take notes, Corey. You don't have to be the star of the show.
It's true. Let's move forward here to NXT from January 14th. Obafemi is going to kick off things. Says he's backed by destiny and he is the ruler and he will rule as he sees fit. Acknowledges Trick Williams and what he did for the title, but he has his ceiling and he has hit it. Saying Trick Williams is at his ceiling. He calls Eddie a piece of work and a cockroach, a piece of gum on the bottom of your shoe you just can't get off. And then Tony D'Angelo comes out to remind Oba that it's 2-1 in favor of Tony D, which is true. It's facts. Oba says he got dropped by Santa Claus, so what are you even talking about? Ridge comes out. Tony and Ridge brawl up the ramp. Then Eddie takes advantage of this to sneak attack Oba, leaves him in the ring as Eddie holds up the NXT title. That's a big no-no in my book. What'd you think of the opening to NXT?
Remind me again. What Oba was backed by Destiny, was it?
Yeah.
Destiny. He was backed by Destiny. I'm pretty sure he said it like 22 times in the promo.
He did. He did.
I just wanted to clarify. It was backed by Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just like Liv Morgan's not mad. Liv Morgan not mad.
She's not mad.
Oba backed by Destiny.
Backed by Destiny. I wasn't expecting Tony D'Angelo, but it absolutely works. Tony is the guy
I left off the impression he did of somebody. I can't even repeat it and do how he did it, where he like changed his voice and I forgot about that.
It was funny. But I mean, yeah, run Tony and Oba again. Oba will kill him this time probably, but yeah. Tony's got Ridge to worry about right now, which actually could be a really fun feud as well. Tony's really grown on me over the past year, and I really like him. Eddie Thorpe, call me crazy, but I love everything that he's fucking doing right now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he was getting very annoying to me with his woe is me shit he was pulling for a couple weeks, and then the full heel turn and the way he has done things.
It was me.
Yeah, it was himself. Had to acknowledge it. So that was pretty good shit. Backstage, Ethan Page is talking about his meeting with DJ, or as the locker room knows him, The Rock. Page gloats and asks Dante Chen how his week was, and before Dante can answer, it doesn't matter. Oh, Ethan Page says the locker room is jealous of him. Dante shoves at him, and he goes to make a match. This was just.
Ethan Page is on nickname terms with The Rock. He's got all the catchphrases. He's got all the catchphrases covered. My big question is why does Gallus, which consists of 3 large men, share one locker?
I didn't even think of that. But yeah, I don't know.
Like, it just says Gallus on one locker, and it's just like all 3 of them.
Maybe there's 2 other ones or something. I don't know.
No, they're big dudes. That's kind of weird.
Ethan Page and DJ, they're BFFs. The Rock told him he has a sweet ass, so Ethan Page and him are best buds. He'll have a match with Dante Chen later in the show. We get Shotzi Blackheart versus Stephanie Vaquer. This is the number one contender
Does she
match.
still go by Blackheart, or is it just Shotzi now?
I think it's just Shotzi, but I like
I think
Shotzi versus
Blackheart.
Gotcha. This was the number one contender match for who would face Fallon Henley. I got good match. JC Jane came out as a distraction to take out Stephanie. The ref is distracted. Fallon hits Stephanie. Shotzi rolls her up for the win. What'd you think of this? A lot of confusion on the internet as well. I'll let you talk and then see what you think.
Confusion?
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you think of the match?
Well, I mean, Shotzi won with the interference from Fallon, which I like a lot, actually, because it's some controversy. Stephanie Vaquer just can't win every match. Right. And also, I really love how they set up that Shotzi had no fucking idea whatsoever that Fallon did it. And it looks like they're setting up probably a triple threat for the North American title, I would assume, at Vengeance Day. I like it. I think it's fantastic. And, we know Stephanie can go. This match actually was impressive. Shotzi, I'm a huge fan of Shotzi, have been. I've said this before. I think she's absolutely fantastic. And, I mean, she can fucking go, too. It was fun. Everything in this was a very great advancing the storyline match.
Yeah, see what you said. You said, setting up a triple threat. That's where my mind went as well. People on the internet were very confused, saying, well, what was the point of all this? Are we just going to have Stephanie go after Julia now? Come on, people. Come on.
No,
how long have you watched
wrestling? Setting up a triple threat. Pay attention.
Yeah, and yes,
watch the product.
Yes.
Watch the fucking product.
Shotzi can go. Stephanie can go. Fallon can go. That could be a good triple threat match at Vengeance Day.
With only one rightful winner.
Yeah, sure. Stephanie, but at the same time, still wanting that Stephanie versus Julia. So if they want to keep that title off of Stephanie and build eventually to...
Yeah, you get Stephanie win the North American title. You face Julia against Stephanie, title versus title. Stephanie wins that. She goes up to main roster, wins the title from Rhea, and then she goes on to beat Tiffany and make her win the men's Intercontinental from Braun, and then she can go up against Shinsuke, and maybe she can beat Cody too. It's all doable.
Gunther, or is that too far?
No, that's too far.
Kalani,
stop at Gunther.
Kalani is down on herself in the women's locker room. The women's locker room is telling her not to change how she got there. Cora Jade interrupts, talking her shit, and she gets the absolute shit smacked out of her by Kalani here.
Oh yeah.
And then we see Oba, who wants Eddie. He wants Eddie Thorpe. Ava says no. Stone tries to be all friendly and tells Oba he's getting played like a fiddle, my man. Oba lifts this man up and holds him against the wall, to which Stevie Turner in the background is just fucking loving every second of this. Yes.
Well, this is how it went. Ava was like, put him down. And Stevie's like, no, don't put him down. Ava's like, put him down now. Stevie's like, what you put him down for? Pick him back up.
So basically Ava gives in. Oba versus Eddie for the NXT Championship is made for next week.
I have no clue what the plan is for Stevie moving forward, if she ever gets back to wrestling or what's up with that, but I love Stevie. She is fantastic.
She would be a really fun manager for somebody as well, to be honest, even if she's not. I don't in ring, haven't seen enough of her, but she's funny. She's good. Dante Chen versus Ethan Page. Quick match. All that matters really is what happens post-match. You get a post-match beatdown as Ethan trapped Chen's leg in the steel steps, smashing them against the ring. Javon Evans returns to get the upper hand, but gets clocked in the jaw and goes down bleeding again, with Ethan Page walking backwards saying, "Smile for me, Javon. Smile for me." Progression.
I read something about a month and a half ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. It was an AEW neckbeard. He's like going, oh, look, Ethan Page. They're going to give him a quick little push, and then he's going to just get lost in the shuffle of the Fed. No, this dude's on top of his game. He continues to wreak havoc.
Stop.
He ain't getting fucking lost in the fucking shuffle.
Please, 1 second. Lost in the shuffle in the Fed. That motherfucker had a segment with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and The Rock smacked him on the ass. I think he's doing fine.
He's gonna get lost in the shuffle of the Fed.
Good Lord, people.
Stop
The hatred.
projecting your own favorite fucking show's problem on the WWE. They're doing just fine.
Dear Lord. Backstage. this was
Maybe,
fun.
just maybe, when you guys had Ethan Page, you didn't make him lackey to fucking MJF. Maybe
Matt Hardy
just
as well.
try him in
He's-
a try to
he
put him
was-
in maybe a role of something.
he was a
No, you
fucking
couldn't
lackey
possibly
to
do that.
everybody. To MJF, to Matt Hardy. He was a part of Matt Hardy's little clique he had for a minute with Andrade. Like, no, look at what he's doing. This is what y'all fucking missing out on right here. This was funny. I like this. I got a good laugh out at the start of this. Oba gets congratulated backstage by Dion Lennox. Dion says he's going to be coming for that title one day, and Oba just kind of side eyes him and walks away with no response.
Absolutely fucking golden.
Just okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay, kid.
Sean
Should've patted him
Spears.
on the head.
Sean Spears is asking, is asking Rizzo if the Don even cares enough about her. Izzy Dame interrupts to shut him down for Rizzo and herself again. Still trying to figure out what the hell, is Sean's gonna get her or what Sean's gonna get out of this. I'm intrigued to see what Sean Spears is up to.
Long-term storytelling.
Yep. Then finally, Ashante, the Adonis, and Carmen Petrovich are official. They sealed it with a kiss. Okay, they finally kissed. They're okay. Don't know where this goes. If it's done, if the story's over,
No, it ain't
probably
done.
not.
It's
see
not done.
We'll see what happens next week on NXT. We get a Julia Championship recap video as well.
That whole segment was just chaotic because
A
lot of shit happened. Like boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, and you're just like, hold up! I'm still on the part where Oba just fucking side-eyed Dion and kept on walking.
We were laughing about that, and then it's like, okay, wait, hold on, lock in. Spears is talking to Rizzo, and then next thing you know, fucking Ashante and Carmen are kissing. It's like, what the fuck? What just happened?
A lot happened in a very short period of time.
DIY are back in NXT, getting a backstage interview. They're on NXT to scout the best tag team in NXT history. They're sure to watch. No shenanigans at all. Yeah,
you can trust us.
Yeah, you can trust us.
You absolutely cannot trust DIY, but
hell no. Have you not watched SmackDown? Unholy Union versus the Metaphor of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. This match was, I think, a number one contenders match to see who would face Bianca and Naomi for the tag titles. I put meh match. It was a really cool finish. The Meta Girls pick up the win here. What'd you think of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire taking on them?
This match wasn't very good at all. But the big thing to take away from this is it feels like NXT, like WWE, really wants to push Lash Legend, like really give her the push. She's developed fantastically over the last year, but it just, if they're gonna want to really give that push, they got to put some gold on her soon. Like they got to do something. Like it feels like they're right there wanting to give her the push, but they're not just giving it. Like it just seems weird, but it's like you feel like they want to, but they're not. But it's weird. They just got to pull the trigger or just move on.
They got to find the right story. We'll see what happens. Another fun little segment here. Alexis King and Ava are with his cup. Charlie shows up to congratulate him, but Ren Sinclair cuts him off to say, "Hey, no, Alexis, you hit him in the nuts." Alexis says it was an accident, and then Ren just stops everybody and asks, "Hold on, can you guys hear that?" And there was, hear what? She's like, rematch, rematch, rematch. And she's chanting that. Ava tells her she needs to get that looked at. We get a loud bang that cuts everybody off. That shows Tony and Ridge Holland brawling in the background. Sean Spears and his crew are laughing in the background. And Masha Slamovich is in the next arena. Another thing of a lot of shit that just happened.
Once again, RK is the finder of great talent before they're great talent. Ren Sinclair, I said it ages ago that Ren Sinclair is fucking fantastic.
WWE found the talent first, but
no, this guy. When I say, before it happens, when I say that this person's going places, it seems like WWE 2 weeks later, a month later, just gives them a
I
massive push.
can't argue it. I can't argue it. I
This
have
guy.
one.
This guy.
Can you give me my one? I have one, and that was Javon Evans. That's my one.
Yes, I will give you that one. I have every other one though.
I can admit, and I will fold to that. That's the one. I've tried hinting at a couple that haven't even shown up anywhere yet, but we'll see in due time.
Also, seriously though, Sean, you got to hire some security or something for that parking lot because NXT's parking lot, like,
Yeah. Why are you walking around?
you guys are gonna like be labeled the Compton of fucking Orlando.
Just for that parking lot. But yeah, Masha Slamovich is in the NXT arena. She had a match, by the way, at Genesis, which we'll talk about soon. Kalani Jordan versus Cora Jade. Cora made her interest and had some words and a stare down with Masha. Masha didn't say a word, but Cora sure was barking at her. I wrote Kalani did some out of character, over aggressive things. The ref had to pull her off of Cora a couple times. Cora ended up raking the eyes of Kalani to end up getting the win there with her finisher. I wrote this match really wasn't that good. What'd you think?
Match was whatever. They really should have gone with the DQ finish for Kalani.
Yes. That's what we
give
said
the win to
afterwards.
Cora through DQ. Really lean into that Kalani shift and see where he can go with it. I think it could work. I don't know, man. Cora just continues to feel like a generic villain. Like there's just.
What did I say a couple weeks ago? I'm a big Cora fan, and then she got hurt twice, and everything.
I'm not saying anything special here.
And I can't argue with you. It's a different Cora than I saw pre 2 injuries, and injuries will do that to people. Don't get it twisted. They have to change the way they do things, and she has.
What would we be getting twisted?
That I don't know. I'll phrase. I'm sorry.
Just fucking. If Cora watches this and she hears you slamming her, I guess your chances of ever, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
just say it.
I'm not
she
slamming
sucks.
her. She's just not the same as she was pre both injuries she dealt with. But I did. What did I say? I said Cora is a prototypical heel diva from back in the day.
She's a generic villain.
Yeah, well, I don't know what generic villain, but she gives me Divas era.
Anybody could do what she's doing right now.
Okay, I mean, fair. I agree with that.
You could do it.
Yeah, give me a wig.
What?
Give me anyway. Eddie on Instagram.
You're gonna need more than a wig, son.
Eddie Thorpe shown an Instagram video that he cut a promo on how he set the bait early in the show. Gives a shout out to Ava for making the match for the NXT title. Says Oba has 1 week left, and then he goes off to celebrate in the Orlando night.
Okay, Eddie, I really like what you've been doing, but you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt.
Backstage, we get Josh Briggs and Inamura say they have next to face Fraxium. OTM interrupt and say that they are going to win. They brawl with Briggs and Inamura. This is right before OTM is supposed to have a match with Fraxium as well. So yeah, let's get to that match. That is the main event of NXT. OTM versus Fraxium for the NXT tag titles. I wrote some hard-hitting stuff from OTM and just fantastic, fast-paced, what you expect from Fraxium. I put decent match. It was a good finish. Frazier from the top rope through the announce table at the end, and Axiom hitting the golden ratio for the win. It just wasn't a fantastic match that we get from Fraxium, and maybe that's OTM's fault. I don't know. What did you think?
I had a hard time believing that OTM would even come close to making this match believable or be any kind of challenge for Fraxium, really, honestly. I get what they were trying to do with it. I just didn't like it. The match wasn't great, except for like the last 3-4 minutes of the match where Nathan Frazier just reaches that next level that, I mean, only a handful of wrestlers can get to, and shows why he just might be the best in the business right now.
Yep, agreed. We get a shot of someone arriving at NXT with some boots on. I freaked out and thought it was Corey Graves because that is actually
fucking Mark.
I thought it was Corey Graves because that's
this man marked out so hard. It's like, it's Corey Graves. Let's fucking go. All you idiots that think you fucking shoot. It's a work. It's happening. Blah, 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 blah.
That is why. And it looked like
kind of combat boots that Corey used to wear when he was in his in-ring attire, but it was not. It was not.
It was better.
Rock.
It
It was
was
better.
the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Maybe the greatest wrestler of all time. Bayley.
Okay. Bayley. Roxanne comes to the ring to address the crowd and says, "You can kiss all the love for this women's division goodbye. You can kiss it all goodbye with me no longer at the helm. It will all fall apart."
Probably do better
Bayley.
without you there, Roxanne.
Bayley interrupts. Holy shit moment. I wrote, sum it up. Bayley tells you you need to move on. Divisions will survive without you. NXT will be fine without you. I don't know what happened. I stopped taking notes there. Basically, Bayley was calling her short and all that goodness, and nice little stare down. And it comes to head a little bit on SmackDown, but not really.
Building. They're building up Roxanne's first feud up on the main roster, and honestly, you could do a lot worse than coming up the main roster and feuding with Bayley right away.
No shit. Alrighty, that leads
Or
us.
as Rey Mysterio will shortly say, "No cap."
Mm-hmm. You know what I just realized, RK? We had a whole new segment, and we didn't talk about the deal that went in place between TNA and WWE.
We'll get that on TNA.
We get to that for Genesis because I was looking at Discord and I forgot you sent me that. Anyway, let's move forward to Smacketh of Downeth from January 17th. We had a cool ass open here. Joe and Wade are coming from the side through the crowd, just previewing and hyping up the show. This shot was really cool to me.
Oh yeah, I was kind of blown away by this open. What the fuck's going on right now? And I was like, oh shit, this is really cool.
We have the hometown hero, Rey Mysterio, there in San Diego, opening the show, declare he will be in the Royal Rumble. So add him to that list that RK kind of ran through earlier.
Stacked.
He goes about reminiscing, and Kevin Owens interrupts wearing a shirt that reads, "Son of a Canadian security systems technician."
No, get it right. Jesus Christ.
What'd I mess up?
So Dusty back in the day used to wear son of a the American Dream, son of a plumber. KO's shirt said the Canadian Dream, son of a security systems technician.
I left out the Canadian Dream part. My apologies. But anyway, hilarious.
Oh, you just kind of mashed it all together, but whatever.
Kevin Owens.
Track reporting here at Top Rope Renegades, only the best.
Kevin Owens
still better, still better than Forgetful.
There you go. And Wrestling Observer Radio. You need to find a nickname for them.
I got nothing for that.
They're a joke anyway. He shows his respect to Rey Mysterio. Says he respects him. Runs down his accomplishments and says that he is the true WWE champion, but he has one thing left to do, and that's to have a one-on-one match with the legendary Rey Mysterio. He hopes that Rey wins the Rumble, and he wants Rey to promise him that if Rey wins the Rumble, he picks Kevin Owens to face for the title. Rey says he loves the challenge always, but Kevin Owens is not the champion, and that Cody is. And he would gladly choose Kevin if Kevin is to defeat Cody at the Rumble. Kevin loses his shit on Rey. Rey says he's acting like his son, Dom. He goes to hit Rey with the title, but Rey gets the upper hand. And as Kevin is going up the ramp, he says, "I'm not Dom. Don't ever compare me to Dom." Opening to SmackDown, RK, what'd you think of this?
Kevin Owens is the best thing going in WWE right now. Period. End of sentence. No continuation.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's doing a bang. It's great.
This is the guy that was going to AEW 2 months ago. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Naomi and Bianca are backstage. We have no update on Jade, is what Naomi says. And then as we talked about in the news, Jade tweeted out, "Are you sure about that?" They look forward to getting into it with Nia and Candice, but Naomi wants Bianca to make sure her hair's wrapped up so she doesn't get whipped by Bianca's hair again. Backstage,
honestly, that little bun thing that she had going on, I was kind of cute.
Yeah. Backstage a little more here. Nick Aldis with Rey Mysterio. He makes Rey versus Kevin Owens official for later in the show. Cody comes out of the trainer's room and says he wants to help and all that. Cody Rhodes, blah, blah, blah. Rey tells him you need to heal up. and he'll handle it. Cody says he is 100% cleared, and Aldis has an amendum to the title match at the Rumble and asks Cody to sign, which Cody says, yeah, I'll sign after Kevin does.
We were both confused by this because he was in a tag match last week, wasn't
he? Yes.
Okay.
It was him and Jimmy versus right?
Solo and
no, Jacob and Tama, right?
Yeah. I was really confused with this. I'm pretty sure you wrestled recently, but anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll sign it when Kevin does. Stay tuned. Bianca and Naomi versus Nia and Candice. I put decent match here. Naomi hits Candice with a Bubba Bomb to pick up the win here. What'd you think of this tag team match?
I couldn't focus on this match because Wade kept saying Bianca.
Yeah.
Every fucking 2 seconds, and it was driving me fucking Bianca.
His English accent was getting in the way.
It's seriously, once I picked up on it, I could not focus on anything else. Call it the ADHD, whatever. That's all I could fucking focus on.
It's one of those things like when someone says, when you're hearing an interview and they're like, and they have that word that they always say, and it turns into, take a shot how many times you hear him say blank.
It was like every 2 seconds he'd say Bianca.
If we were taking shots for how many times Wade said Bianca, RK would have been fucking hammered. Byron is shown with Bailey before the show. What they were talking about, Bailey's title run and all the goodness that she did. And that tonight against Tiffany, it's personal because Tiffany is part of the reason that she lost the title at SummerSlam to Nia Jax. So this one is personal for Bailey.
Fucking Bailey put some miles on this week.
Yeah, no kidding. Raw, NXT,
San Jose, Orlando, San Diego.
Back, yeah. Literally West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Oh man. Up next we get Jimmy Uso promo about I skipped something there. Sorry. Michin and B-Fab are backstage talking about Chelsea's numbers game and how it's hard to overcome. Piper comes in and she's dressed to the nines, Secret Service style. She clears the room, got the thing, no threats detected. Please enter. Chelsea enters. B-Fab says she's going to make a match to take down Piper, and then she'll come after Chelsea. As they both leave, being Michin and B-Fab, Chelsea tells Piper and Evan, we have to neutralize her. Piper heard. Comedy gimmick, whatever you want to call it. It's fantastic.
Chelsea is still absolutely a fucking gem in everything she does. Here's the big takeaway, though. Piper's really starting to come into her own here.
This whole gimmick, the secrets, I love it. It's good shit. Jimmy Uso
it's fantastic.
Basically says Big Jim is him. This leads into the Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes match. I put was a good match, but ends in a no contest as Jacob and Tama attack Jimmy. Mello gets up after all the beatdowns and tries to dap up Jacob, and then he gets laid out as well. I'll pause there. What do you think of the match and the post-match shenanigans there with Mello and all that?
Once again, and I actually read this on a couple of Facebook accounts. Jimmy has been absolutely fantastic since he's come back from injury. He keeps pulling out new moves that you've never seen Jimmy do before, and it's wild.
It's like a whisper in the wind, and then the other one.
Yeah, it's just fucking wild. But it was a slow start to the match, and I was just kind of not interested. All of a sudden, they really started ramping it up just before the DQ happened, and it was just like, fuck, you guys should have just kept ramping because you guys really found him and Mel. They found their fucking rhythm near the end of that match before the DQ, and I was just like, fuck, they could go at that point, but it was cut short.
They do the beatdown, and then it was promoted that Solo Sikoa has returned. He comes out, and the crowd is booing so loud he can't speak, so he drops the mic and he leaves the arena.
Fucking love it. Absolutely fucking love it. Fantastic.
Jacob.
Everyone's like, oh, what's Solo going to do now? Oh, Solo's going to continue to cook. That man has grown so much as a wrestler in the past year. You got to dig into it because Solo he kept the bloodline story alive.
Yes. Yep, that's what I was going to say.
No Roman, no Rock, and somehow Solo still made it relevant.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic.
Jacob Fatu picks up the mic and he cuts a very passionate promo. and basically sums it up by saying he is just getting started. LA Knight appears and he attacks Tama and Jacob from behind. He, of course, loses out to Jacob. And then Braun Strowman's music hits, and we get a stare down between Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. I wrote, I need it, SpongeBob voice. Wow, yeah. We needed it right then and there. What do you think of, like, you already talked about Solo, but Jacob Fatu's promo and Braun Strowman?
It's I'm glad that they made it a match, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. Those two standing in the ring, it's just, you know, the power of Jacob and his style, and then Braun is just a pure monster of all men. Like,
Good shit.
ooh.
Backstage, we get a Legado.
I just can't wait for a pop-up Samoan drop on Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Legado promo about how Los Garza needs to beat the Machine Guns, and that match is up next. Motor City Machine Guns versus Los Garza. I put down a good match here. Motor City Machine Guns pick up the win with Skull and Bones after Pretty Deadly attempted to distract them, but they failed. Yeah, what'd you think of this match?
I do like that the distraction didn't actually lead into anything this time. That was kind of cool. You don't see that too often.
Was it only because it was Pretty Deadly and it just fits?
Sort of, but it's not something that, it's not usually the route they go with that. It's very rare that you see that the interference actually doesn't fucking mean much of anything. And it does work with Pretty Deadly even better. So yeah, good point. The Motor City Machine Guns simply do not miss in their matches. They are absolutely talented, so talented, and living up to the best tag team ever moniker, really. They just don't miss in their matches. Lots of passion, crisp, clean. Call it what you want, choreographed, whatever. It's tight matches. There are very few mistakes made. It's good. It flows so well. Their matches are just entertaining to watch. And you know what? Honestly, I love that Shelley always shows great emotion after winning matches. Because really, honestly, why wouldn't you? Some guys, they win the match and it just seems like, did they really just win anything?
And I think with
Shelley's
Shelley,
always a fist pump or something afterwards.
It's also like, I think he's the type of person, from what I've seen from his past and heard of his interviews, he's a passionate guy, and the fact that he's living a dream. He finally got to WWE and he's not taking any of it for granted. So that's probably legit. That's probably how he really feels after winning these matches. Another 10 out of 10 interaction between Nick Aldis and Kevin Owens here. Nick Aldis tries to get Kevin to sign the new contract. Kevin is irritated because he's like, "What, dude? I'm taping my wrist. I have a match. Can't you see?" He hands Kevin the contract, and Kevin goes, "Well, Cody hasn't signed this. I'm not signing it until Cody signs it."
So childish. So perfect.
It worked.
Kevin Owens is still the best thing AEW wishes they had.
Yes. He was coming there. I promise you. I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who.
Heard it from a friend.
There it is. I was hoping.
It from a friend. Okay.
Piper Niven versus B-Fab. Really quick match. Piper wins after B-Fab attacked Chelsea.
No love for B-Fab, and honestly, I'd watch out for her. But Piper, I'm loving the push for Piper here.
Yep, distraction from Chelsea. Instead of B-Fab focusing on Piper, she attacked Chelsea instead. They go to beat her down after, and Mi Chen comes out and scares them off with the kendo stick. We get a Tiffany Stratton promo. Bailey basically confirming everything Bailey said about what Tiffany did and all that, and that she's right. But Tiffy is the champ, and it is Tiffy time. That is the main event of the night. But before that, we have a fantastic match here. Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. A dream match, some may say. It's Kevin's dream match. We get a commercial break, and during this match, I had this in my notes. You can only see this if you're watching on Arcade or internationally. You can't see this in the States.
If everybody, the people that missed honestly the best part of the fucking match.
Kevin Owens is shown beating up Rey. Has a hilarious moment with Victoria, and then has a hilarious moment with Rey's daughter, where he's beating down Rey, and then Rey gets the upper hand, and you see like Kevin Owens takes the bump and then like staring at his daughter as his face just runs down the side of the thing.
Like, who does that? There's no reason to do that.
So fucking good. Kevin Owens does pick up the win with a pop-up power bomb after there was a bit of a ref bump on accident. didn't actually happen. It was an accident. Yeah, before we whatever happened after, what'd you think of the match?
Oh, dude, it's a fun match. I mean, honestly, Kevin Owens is just on another level right now, and really, he can't miss.
Yes.
Patting Ray's daughter on the head.
Yeah. Which I don't even know if we were supposed to see that. Like, he's a full heel, but like he just having fun, and he just like after all the segment and the face going down, he's like, "You're good."
So good.
But I'm sure his daughter wouldn't appreciate this if it actually happened. Kevin Owens shakes Rey Mysterio's hand before kicking him in the gut and going for a package pile driver, but he can't get it because Cody Rhodes comes out to make the save. Holy shit, he was going to.
Here's another thing. I totally missed this in my notes here, but it's actually so cool in Triple H's WWE that the hometown wrestler isn't guaranteed their match win, which wouldn't, in this case, would not have made any sense whatsoever because losing for Kevin right now just would not work for the story that's going on. So it's cool to see that Triple H can get over some of the typical wrestling tropes that happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you're like, surely Rey Mysterio doesn't lose in his hometown, does he? It's like, well, it doesn't work if Kevin loses.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, it was a DQ. Nope, Kevin wins. Kevin wins kind of dirty. That was an accident, man. He bumped the ref on accident. It happened.
Completely accident.
It was an accident. Backstage, Cody Rhodes is all pissy, and Aldis is fed up with all of it. He tells Cody that he and Kevin at Saturday night's main event will hand over their titles and sign the contract. It'll be moderated by Shawn Michaels. Looking forward to Saturday night's main event. A little more to add to it.
They're in San Antonio,
this
hometown of Shawn Michaels.
And then just add a little more fun and intrigue for Saturday night's main event right after this. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman is announced for
Triple H is just giving the fans what they want.
That match. Oh, looking forward to it. I think Big E, somebody said it on Twitter that this isn't going to be your typical don't look for a 5-star banger. This is a meat match right here. I hope everything's okay in the RK household.
Yeah, everything's fine. I just hear a dog barking, but it's not mine.
It's not my dog. Interesting.
I hear you.
Yeah, so Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman made for Saturday night's main event. RK already hinted at it. Samoan drop, pop-up Samoan drop on Braun Strowman. Gotta happen, gotta have it. Pretty Deadly backstage are talking to DIY. Ciampa's fed up with him, calls him a joke and to grow up. And the best way to grow up, beat Motor City Machine Guns. Johnny, as Ciampa walks away, says it's just tough love and that we believe in you. Apollo shows up and Pretty Deadly don't want to hear nothing from him. Then Johnny attacks Apollo, saying, keep our names out of your mouth.
I really wish that never fucking happened to Will Smith because honestly, every time I hear anybody say that phrase, it's just, it's cringe. It really is.
A little bit. We're showing Roxanne Perez, who is ringside. And then we get, well, I'm an idiot. I'll admit it. We get a promo for Charlotte Flair. And at the start of it, I thought it was Tiffany Stratton at the very start. And then immediately I went, wait, no, that's Charlotte Flair. So yeah, we got a Charlotte Flair promo. The rumors have
Tiffany wishes she was Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlotte Flair. We don't know, no announcement on when she's coming back. I think we both maybe think Rumble is when she officially returns, or does she show up on a SmackDown?
I think maybe she shows up a little sooner.
I could see her
they really only have
two
more SmackDowns.
Yeah, maybe the SmackDown right before the Rumble that Friday. So she's in the Rumble. We know she's in the Rumble. But you're right. No hype really for the Women's Royal Rumble. It's all kind of a big...
Nothing has been really announced yet for it.
It's kind of a big question mark, and I don't hate that. I really don't hate it because that leads, surprises maybe here and there. When we do our
Royal Rumble... they're just not hyping it up because they know they're going to let Jordan Grace win it.
Maybe. When we do our Royal Rumble preview, we'll definitely throw in if we think there's going to be surprises in both of the matches, a surprise entrant and whatnot, and looking forward to that episode. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's get to a banger, an absolute banger of a championship match. Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley for the Women's World Championship. I wrote banger match. Tiffany catches Bayley with a cartwheel Alabama slam As Bailey looked for the Rose Plant to set up for the prettiest moonsault for the win. Tiffany Stratton retains in her first title defense against Bailey. RK, what'd you think of this championship match?
Banner main event. Absolutely worthy of the main event slot. Clean win for Tiffany in her first defense. I like it. Totally acceptable. Bailey doing her job, putting over the young talent and putting over the new champion. Bailey's fantastic, as any veteran should do with the younger talent. John Cena. But anyways,
Don't do that.
absolutely fantastic.
Don't do that. Don't do that. John put over
great
Kevin
match.
fucking Owens.
Great fucking match. Great
Yes,
fucking
it
match.
was.
I was like, actually, Tiffany's fantastic. I've not been 100% sold on Tiffany up until this exact moment.
Fair
Fantastic.
enough. Yeah, and a good person to have her against too, and Bailey. I mean, it worked. It was really good.
Can't miss with the greatest wrestler of all time.
And if the rumors are true that it's going to be Tiffany versus Charlotte, I'm really looking forward to that match as well. We'll see what happens. So, TNA Genesis Arcade, we tuned in. Yeah.
What about
what I missed?
they're still setting up the Bailey Roxanne Perez shit.
She
didn't really factor into the match. She just a little quick stare down, but you know it's coming. And honestly, once again, come up to the main roster. Your first feud is with the GOAT. Amazing.
It's a good look. It's a good look for Roxanne. Anyway, as I said, yeah, TNA Genesis. We tuned in to another TNA pay-per-view. And man, I think it's fair to say TNA pay-per-views are pretty fun and entertaining. Good watches. And this one, pretty good too.
Outside of the 2 tag matches that I mean, actually the Asheville Elegance one wasn't horrible by any means, but
the Hardy's Wrestle
yeah,
ones didn't do it for you?
No, the Hardy's Wrestle one was fun. I was talking about the
oh yeah, the system. Yeah, you're right.
The system one. I mean, shock the system, as I like to say. Would
not the same. It hurts. Stop.
It's not the same. Yeah, no, TNA. I'm just not really for tag matches to do it for me. They have to be fantastic. So, other than that, great card. Great card.
We did not tune into the Countdown show. I caught the very tail end of it, setting up things. But Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Dave LaGreca from Busted Open Radio, as well as
why was
GM
Thunder
Miller.
Rosa not there? Busted Open's there hosting it. No Thunder Rosa. What's going on?
I don't know. Ariana Grace also appeared during the Countdown show with this esteemed panel. Ashante the Adonis appeared in the ring for an open challenge. It was answered by Jake something. Jake something defeated Ashante. Frankie Kazarian versus Leon Slater. What?
I totally forgot that's actually his name. I'm like, did you forget his last name?
No, it's his name, Jake something. Frankie Kazarian defeated Leon Slater. Leon Slater apparently does a 450
Senton or
Swanton, yeah, which is
I've seen
crazy. And Leon Slater is 20 years old, so that's maybe a name to be on the lookout for. He's a high flying athletic guy, so I never look forward to. He's in the TNA banner.
AEW
is announced.
Looking at him.
Oh, probably.
They love
it
that
is announced
shit.
That they have their new ring announcer. If you don't know, the former ring announcer, the wife of Josh Alexander. I don't know. I'm spacing her name right now. She's no longer working with TNA. She kind of retired and stepped away. Wasn't like a I quit type deal. She just, she's done.
Josh is getting paid now and she doesn't have to work. It's fair.
But the new ring announcer is Mackenzie Mitchell.
Jade Chun.
There you go. Mackenzie Mitchell. And I actually don't think that's right. I don't think she was the ring announcer. I want to be correct in this.
What, Mackenzie Mitchell? 100% she was the ring announcer. That is 100% correct.
It was Jade Chung.
No, okay. Yeah, I just looked it up. What are you talking? What the fuck?
I thought it was somebody else that was there. I'm tweaking. But yeah, Mackenzie Mitchell, and of course, commentary team of Tom Hannafin and Matt.
We had this conversation during the fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, I thought her name was something different. I'm sorry. Tom Hannafin and Matt Reynolds, if you don't know who they are, that is Tom Phillips from when he was in WWE, and Aiden English. So, first match of the night was the TNA X Division Championship. Moose defending against Ace.
What did I say?
Austin.
Aiden Neville?
Yeah. Adrian Neville was... I see how you messed it up. Adrian Neville was Neville before he became Neville, and now he's...
Pac.
Cock. Yeah, X Division Championship. Moose defending against Ace Austin. Moose is gonna pick up the win here with a spear. Yeah, would you
Banner open match.
Yeah.
Banner opening match.
Set the tone. Powerful Moose, big powerful Moose, speedy Ace Austin. They mixed well, had a pretty good match. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers attempted to attack Ace Austin, but Steve Macklin and Eric Young made the save, and this led directly into the next match.
Cool way to get into another match, actually. Really cool way. You don't see
Yes.
that. I can't even think of another time I've seen it happen like that.
I have not. I've seen like the usual we're on the mic
Brawl,
we're talking
and then a tag match is made. But it was cool. They're like, even announcers like, is this happening right now?
Nope. Eric Young, Steve Macklin versus Brian Edwards and Edwards. The Eric Young, Steve Macklin team is going to pick up the win over Macklin and Myers. This was the match that man. The TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match, though. Spitfires, Danny Luna and Jody Threat defending against Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance. Spitfire is going to retain their titles here. As you look behind there, RK has her up on the feed. Ash by Elegance. They take the loss, though. What'd you think of the match?
I mean, it wasn't anything that you're going to write home about, but I mean, it was a perfectly servable tag team match. Whereas me not being a fan of tag team matches, I was semi-invested in watching it. So, I mean, they had been doing something right. So,
Frankie Kazarian puts over Leon Slater for being the future of professional wrestling, but right now it was time for the present. He said he was going to be keeping his eye on the TNA World Title match, and he may cash in his Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. Next match, Tessa Blanchard defeated Jordan Grace with the Magnum Codebreaker. Put aside all of the stupidity.
Yeah, I don't even care about that shit, really, honestly. This match was fucking good. Tessa is fantastic in the ring.
Yes.
Jordan she is just something else. She has dedicated her life to be this fucking good. Seriously, go look at her from 6 years ago. It's ridiculous how hard she has worked to get to where she is now. She deserves everything she's going to get in WWE. She deserves to be pushed to the top, being the face of the women's division wherever she goes. 100% fantastic. Jordan Grace, amazing in the ring. Tessa, fantastic in the ring. Much better than what I remember her being.
Same.
But nonetheless, the near falls in this match, a lot of drama, hard hitting. Holy fuck. I thought Jordan was
not holding back.
I don't know, man. Either that's really good selling or that was a stiff match. Yeah. And hey, maybe they both like stiff matches. I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers that actually like to work stiff. Nonetheless, fantastic match. The near falls were killing me. Like, I thought I couldn't pick the winner. Obviously, you want to say go out on your shield. It's Jordan's last match, but the near falls just made you think, well, maybe she pulls out the win here. And also, we're joking. Maybe she's just going rogue and saying, fuck it, I'm leaving anyways. I ain't fucking getting pinned. Great match. Fantastic match.
Yeah, fantastic match. Jordan Grace, as you said, final match with TNA after a good run in 3 years, multiple knockout champion, longest reigning, all that goodness. See ya in the big leagues in WWE, kid. Can't wait to have her on the main roster.
She goes straight to main roster. She's got it.
Without a doubt. Up next was an I Quit match between Mike Santana and Josh Alexander. This was a hardcore-ish match, hard hitting, a lot of good spots, a lot of tables broken, a lot of wild moments. Mike Santana picks up the win. What did you think of this one?
I first time I saw Josh Alexander was probably, I want to say, a few years back in. He's done some shit in New Japan, hasn't he?
I don't think so.
Now, I don't know where I've seen
him because he did a lot of the local stuff in Canada. I mean, I know Canada's massive, but
I know I've seen him before TNA. But anyways, nonetheless, his style is just he's hard hitting. He likes that rough style. Santana, fantastic. That backdrop through the fucking table there was height on that. It was brutal. I was like, damn. And the only knock I have on this match is that goddamn ref, man.
Do
you quit? Do you quit?
Yeah.
They're gonna quit. Okay. The finish of this match was a lot of I Quit matches. You're just some of the times you're just like, really, you quit to that? Come on, this you're like, yeah, you're quitting to that.
He
You're
was about
quitting
to
there. You're
curb
quitting
stomp
there.
his ass on the
You're
fucking metal
quitting there.
steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last
After the
I
match,
quit match that I can think of in recent memory where you're quitting is the Christian Cage Adam Copeland I quit match with the spiked
was
bat
that
to the
before or after Cody Rhodes AJ Styles?
Cody Rhodes AJ Styles one wasn't the quit in that was not good.
Well, he was gonna fucking crush him with the stairs.
You get hit by stairs all the time in WWE. I don't know.
Yeah.
The match itself is fine. The way AJ's quit, I didn't like it. But nonetheless, when we can be
Yeah,
critical of
this
the
was good.
Fed, it happens.
This was
But
good.
yes, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, that I quit match was fantastic.
remember
The way
that.
Christian quit was, you'd quit there. You would quit there, and here you would definitely quit too. You're about to get your face smashed in.
After the match, Santana grabbed the microphone and demanded for Josh to fulfill his promise and shake his hand.
Oh, this is good.
Alexander shakes his hand and says Santana is the new standard at TNA, which is why he is quitting TNA. Rumor is his contract is also coming to a close in TNA, and it is said that Santino Marella will be on the live edition of TNA this Thursday to talk about Josh Alexander. So we'll see what happens with that. The World Tag Team Championship match on the line. The Hardys defending against the Rascals, Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel. The Hardys are going to pick up the win with a twist of fate Swanton Bomb combo on Miguel. Fraxium had ringside seats for this for a little bit until they were ushered away by security after they were hit by Miguel. This match is what you expect at this point from the Hardys. They're not going to blow you out the water, but God bless, it's always cool watching the Hardys, and the Rascals are fantastic.
The nostalgia is there for sure. You always growing up. I grew up with the Hardys.
Yes.
Was it a great match?
Right? You grew up with the Hardys, and I grew up with the Hardys. Like
100%.
that's incredible.
Was it a great match? No. Trey Miguel and Carson Wentz. Wow, let's go straight to football. Zachary Wentz.
Shout out to Commanders.
Just they are so good as a tag team. They're so much fun to watch. They are innovative. They do shit. And you know what? I never picked up on it until I've watched the Motor City Machine Guns for the last couple months. But they were definitely trained by the Motor City Machine Guns. They have all the same shit.
They said it on the broadcast, and then we're watching it, and we go, "Yep,
same moves, same move sets." Well, I said move set.
Oh no, CM Punk's gonna haunt you in your dreams.
I love you, CM Punk. Don't hate me. But no, nonetheless, you could see it there. They were definitely trained by the Motor City Machine Guns, and they could be trained by worse guys, 100%. Also, with this whole TNA WWE contract merger signing for the next 2 years, absolutely massive deal going on there. But Zachary, since all this out, all the tweets were starting to come up. But Zachary Wentz is like, hey, does this mean that me and Gigi can tag now? We do mixed tag teams over here in TNA. So
yeah, I see what you're saying, but also now I'm saying, remember, the Rascals were the number one contenders to the NXT title.
They still are. They still because Trey Miguel got injured and they couldn't have the match.
And they still are. And guess what? They're getting their wish on TNA live for the first time.
We're tuning in on, and I guess you got TNA Plus, but I also have Sportsnet, so we both have access to TNA.
Yeah, so this Thursday live, TNA for the first time in 8 years live.
I read there's a report about that. They're gonna pick certain shows to go live with. They're still gonna do their tapings like they usually tape like 2 to 3 shows at a time, just to save on production costs.
If they do it post pay-per-view events now. Maybe that's kind of the thing.
Maybe set up big things, not to let stuff leak out. Now that they got the help from the WWE, I'm sure there's some money coming from that. Mm-hmm. They might be able. The whole reason of booking filming 2 or 3 shows in a row was to save on production costs, right? So now maybe with this merger or this partnership, they have a little bit of money coming from WWE to help them out with that, so they're able to do more live shows.
How would you feel about it? NXT invasion or a TNA division, TNA invasion angle? I've seen that one floating around the internet.
If they do it right, it'd have to be the right
Yeah, right way to do
style.
it.
You just can't just do it. It's got to make sense to do it.
Yep.
Like when DX did it to WCW, that was perfect.
Well, guess who's running NXT, RK?
DX.
And I will
DX
say,
is running. Isn't it not wild? Think back.
stop.
DX
Yeah.
DX was like the antithesis of Vince McMahon, the WWE at the time, and now it's DX runs WWE. It's actually kind of wild.
It's hilarious. I will say, if they do want to run an invasion type angle, seeds have already been planted by Wes Lee because he ran down Zachary Wentz for their match and saying, you'll just be a TNA superstar, or I'm an NXT WWE superstar and you'll just be a TNA wrestler. So there's already been some quote unquote shots taken.
Oh
So
yeah, they could definitely do it. They just gotta they'll figure it out. It should be really good.
TNA Knockouts Championship, a Clockwork Orange match. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a fucking hardcore match. It was invented by Raven back when he was in TNA way back. This was the first women's Clockwork Orange match. A lot of stuff strong everywhere. This was a match, Masha Slamovich defending her title against Rosemary. Yeah, this match was what you expected.
You weren't hyped for it, but you were not hyped for it.
It delivered.
It delivered. Rosemary impressed me quite a bit, but Masha Slamovich, man,
she's good.
She's legit. She's legit.
She got the win with her finisher. The Requiem is kind of like a pile driver-esque looking thing onto a stack of chairs. She picks up win. Yeah, a lot of spots in this match with tacks, and so Rosemary pulled out. What was the name of it? Where is it? Come on. I don't know.
We just spoke about spike bats. They've been multiple made throughout the issue of wrestling.
So yeah, the one I just thought about because the one that Edge used was named Spike. That was the name that it was, Spike, that he was gonna hit he's gonna hit Christian in the nuts with it. That's why Christian said no, I'm good. I forget the name, but it was the Spike bat was originally used by Abyss in TNA. And it broke. It broke.
Yeah.
So that happened. But no, this was a good match. This was a really good match.
It was fun. It's what you would expect from a hardcore match. It 100% delivered for the type of match that it was laid out to be.
Mm-hmm. Masha's in the ring celebrating a win, and Cora Jade comes out to confront Masha Slamovich.
Which
I don't,
of course, because Masha was in NXT for a reason.
Yep,
they're building it. I'm maybe it's something that can get Cora back into the rhythm of things.
Maybe. Which nothing was announced for when they do anything, but we do have the live version of TNA this Thursday. Maybe there's something more there. We'll see. Or hell, even on NXT, maybe Masha has some shit she's got to say. Partnership. Who knows what can happen?
I've been hard on Cora, but maybe this is something that can get her going again. Because you swear up and down that she was something special. So
yeah, I'm worried.
I'm holding faith. I'm holding faith on it.
I'm worried that the injuries she suffered have made her, I guess, scared to be the old her. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. There's been a lot of examples of guys that have had big injuries come back and they're not the same.
Yep.
Stone Cold being one of them.
Yeah. Santino Marella has Gia Miller, Tommy Dreamer, Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry give their predictions on the stage right before the main event match. This was basically in a placeholder to clean up all the destruction from a hardcore match. They get interrupted by Ryan Nemeth, who kept saying his brother. He said brother way too many times. I think
that's not going to work for me, brother.
Would win tonight. Morella bans him from the main event match, and he is escorted out of the arena. TNA World Heavyweight Championship match.
Every time I see Santino, all I can think is, where the fuck has Ariana been?
Well, she was on the pre-show. Remember I mentioned that. She was there.
Okay, cool.
She was a part of the pre-show. She showed up or something like that. But it is true. Where has Ariana been on NXT? I don't know.
She did just get married though, or engaged. No, they did just get married. Her and Channing. So
Stax has been on NXT though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's pregnant. I don't.
Maybe he knocked her up. Who knows?
The TNA World Heavyweight Championship match of the champion Nick Nemeth defending against Joe Hendry. This was a slow build match, but it was a good match.
Honestly, that's actually how most of Joe Hendry's matches go.
They are, but it was a build towards what we all hoped. And yes, Joe Hendry is your
a build towards what had to happen, because you do it again and you pretty much write off Joe ever having a chance.
Yep. Joe Hendry, new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. During the match, Frankie Kazarian attempted to cash in, but he gets laid out by John Bradshaw Layfield. Ryan Nemeth, who also had a ticket, was ringside. He tried to interfere, and John laid his ass out as well. But yeah, no distraction.
I love this JBL. I swear, it's just great. He's just going everywhere, just laying people out and leaving.
Hit him and leave. No distractions or nothing for Joe. He hits a standing ovation to win the title. We believe, yeah, Joe Hendry. They pulled the trigger. Well, some would say it's a long time coming. They should have already done it by now. They did it now.
They should have already done it by now. That's why I said if they did it again, it would have. What you can't put it on him after that.
You didn't get a kick out of me saying Frankie Kazarian should have cashed in right afterwards and stole the title at the last second.
I did not get a kick out of that. That would have been dumb. That would just be dumb.
They did it. Randy Orton did it to Daniel Bryan. Cashed in right after Daniel Bryan won a title. And
it's because Vince didn't want Daniel Bryan to hold the fucking title.
Yeah. Anything else I was gonna say? I thought I was gonna say something else here. Yeah, Joe Hendry, TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's gonna be in the Rumble most likely, I think, and he's gonna have the TNA World title with him. Yeah,
I mean, Jordan showed up last year at the Rumble with the Knockouts Championship.
Yep. Now she's gonna show up as a WWE superstar.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so there it is.
Honestly, I think bring her in, continue to show talent. Why signing with the WWE is a good thing, because bring her in. Maybe she wins the Rumble right off the hop, or she goes long in it, or whatever. Just continue to make talent realize WWE is where you want to be now.
Yeah,
Triple H will take care of you.
She's good. She's good. That was TNA Genesis, and that brings us to
Jordan. Absolutely deserves it, and I've already said it in the show. I'll say it again. She has worked her fucking ass off to get to where she is.
I am a massive Jordan Grace fan, and I'm not being like with my Javon take, but I did to you. I mean, I did hype up Jordan Grace really bad, and I knew of Jordan Grace back years ago when she was bigger. She wasn't what she is now, and the fact that I've seen, it's just a different feeling knowing that I've seen the transformation, not just a person that maybe just started watching. It's like, oh, look at this transformation she had. No, I saw this shit, watched it, and it's awesome. It's so awesome to see, and I hope. Fuck it. Let her win the Royal Rumble. I don't care. Fuck it. I'm with it.
Could be worse choices.
Very true. Alrighty. That's a wrap on all the recaps. But of course, before we go, RK said stay tuned to this moment right here. RK, what is your show?
This is why, if you watched all the way to the finish, you will see NXT has been knocked off the top of the hill. And this Netflix thing, Raw, they've picked up their game. Raw, absolutely fantastic show. 2.5 hours. It felt like it went by in 30 minutes. It was engaging start to finish. Okay. There wasn't a slow moment in it. Absolutely fantastic.
All right. I'm not going to agree with you. I'm not. Maybe this is just because we just got done watching it a few hours ago. I really enjoyed TNA Genesis. I really did. From start to finish. Maybe it's just because they pulled the trigger on
why you apologize to me? I said NXT was toppled from the top. You didn't pick NXT. I was still right.
I know. I'm just saying I agree. I agree. I can agree that Raw was better than NXT, but I really loved TNA Genesis this week. I really did. It was a fun watch, and that's my pick for show of the week. Wrestler of the week, though, RK, who you rolling with?
Fuck, I want to say Kevin Owens just because he multiple segments. Match was fantastic. The little interaction with Ray's daughter was fantastic. The interaction with Victoria was fantastic. Everything was just great there. But the hype, what we were waiting for from the second it was even alluded to, happened, and Penta delivered. Penta was everything that we hoped for.
Yes, Penta did. I'm not going with Penta. I'm be different. I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. Um, First defense of her title, and maybe a little credit, obviously a credit to Bailey. But I thought that match was fantastic, and Tiffany really showcased why she belongs on the main roster as a champion. Go with Tiffany Stratton. Close second, Joe Hendry finally getting the crowning achievement as TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm just going
That's
with the hype. I'm on the hype train.
That's
Penta,
fair.
we got it. And
I'm
it
excited.
delivered. It delivered.
I am excited. Alrighty, that's a wrap on episode number 37. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was a fun one. A lot of news, a lot of recaps. Stay tuned for next week's episode because we're going to include TNA again and Saturday night's main event. We got a lot to get to.
That means
next
I got to
week.
make a graphic? Fuck.
Oh, you got to make a graphic. Thanks for tuning in. I am Kurt. That is RK. We will talk to you guys next week for a couple episodes because we're going to have to do a Royal Rumble preview as well. Stay tuned to the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, all that goodness, and we will talk to you guys next week.